yeah, I'm ready when you ready. Just turn my headphones up a little bit and we can go. Let's get it. North, west, south, east. Hey, call the state your name, you online with the G. North, west, south, east. Where you from? What's on your mind? What you know? What you think? North, west, south. Hey, it's all good on some things we just agree to disagree. North, west, south, east. Oh yeah, you're in the circle with the chief with true speeds. Hey, what's on your mind? Hey, let's talk about it. What's going down in your town? Hey, let's talk about it. Rep your city, state, and side when we talk about it. Truthfully speaking, it's where everybody talking about it. Yeah, we worldwide when they talk about us. Inspiring, changing lives when they talk about us. Special guests, open panel, all type of topics, changing information for your mind. Iron sharpen iron. Yeah, we online with the check-in. You better know we outside with the check-in. Man, we going worldwide with the check-in. Like, share, subscribe when the Chiefs about to check in. Yeah, it's going down. Check in. Sharing knowledge of the mind when we check in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You check in, hit the bell, get notified when the Chiefs about to check in. Yeah. This is how it's going down, man. This is the new wave of internet radio, podcasting. Yeah, truthfully speaking, Chief Cali. Yeah, check in. One time for your host checking in. Yeah, the one and only Chief Cali. Halito, what's going on? What's happening? Check this out. So, I told some of y'all, or I think I told y'all a while ago, that I'm going to eventually be revamping my channel. So there'll be a lot of things that's going to be erased off of this channel, and a lot of things will be replacing this channel. I've been in discussions with some people on just kind of how to go about doing what I want to do. So this is why you're seeing a lot of the reaction videos or a lot of the commentary videos, which I kind of like. What's up, Chief? What's happening with you? So this is what I've been doing. Just, there's a lot of things that I be wanting to talk about or I be wanting to share, which don't necessarily have to do with the American Indian community or situation, just life in general, just things in general. So I've been just trying to find my way on how to discuss different topics. Appreciate it. How to discuss different topics. I also will probably start having like interviews with people, and possibly I've been in talks with some people about having some real debates on my channel. Very cordial debates, no screaming over each other type things, just real cordial, either debates or discussions concerning certain topics. So I'm still trying to figure it out. So this is why you kind of see me do a lot of the reaction videos or the commentary videos as of lately, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be erased off of my channel, just so I can kind of, refresh my page. I had a lot of drama on this channel, a lot of nonsense on this channel. I want to get rid of all of that stuff, and kind of have this page as more of a inspirational, informational channel, with some fun in there. I don't want everything to be so serious on this channel. I want to be able to come on here and show y'all things that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, just enjoying ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying some things. I've had people hit me behind the scenes and basically told me some of the things that I've been showing kind of opened their eyes to some things. I won't say I'm the greatest at articulating myself and my thoughts all the time, but I do know
what feels right to me, what doesn't feel right to me. And sometimes some people articulate it better than me, so I don't have a problem with showing their videos or showing their their perspective of things, which aligns with mine. you know so with that being said, I wanted to show this interview today. I um i haven't watched it. This interview has been here for about 4 years, and I wanted to watch it, but I don't know, I always got distracted or something from this interview. But this guy by the name of King Face, he's passed away. He passed away due to an illness. Some say it was the AIDS virus. I don't know if that's ever been confirmed or not. But this guy who's being interviewed by Candace Owens, um, I gotta say he was one of the people that kind of actually woke me up to the lies that the media was telling on Trump. Um, he was one of the he was really one of the first melanated people that I seen really going hard in Trump's first election, going hard, and he was going at it with some of everybody. And I just kind of wanted to listen to his thought process in this video. He was interviewed by Candace Owens, and I wanted to listen to his thought process in this video. I've heard him in debates with other people, and I'm gonna be honest with you, he was shutting people down when he was here. He was shutting a lot of black folks down when he was here, which opened my eyes to a lot of the things that he was saying. So I don't know what they're going to cover in this video. I have no idea. Um, I mean, I'm sure I have an idea. I'm sure it's going to be something dealing with black conservatives and maybe some Trump stuff, but um, I have no idea what the majority of the topics is that they're going to be covering. But I wanted to check it out because I liked the guy's mindset when he was here. And I wanted to check this video out. So I'm doing it. I haven't seen this interview, and I'm going to find out what he's talking about in this video. So with that being said, let's get into this video.
Like them being known me and being trying to be, I think they just feel like they can't come at me this same because I'm really a street person. So it's like,
all right, you ready to start? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are rolling into another episode of the Candace Owens Show. I will be honest, and I will say, for the first time in my political career, I have been feeling pessimistic about the Black community. I jumped into this space feeling optimistic, feeling like there was change that could be implemented if we were willing to have the tough conversations. When I look up at the world today and I see these protests and I see these riots and I see who and what is at the center of these riots, when I see Black businesses being burned down, when I see Black criminals being martyred, and when I see Black athletes and Black celebrities and Black community leaders sanctioning this violence in our community and remaining mum on the larger instances of violence in our community, I wonder if Black America will ever get ahead. When I sit down and I think by myself about why we ended up in this predicament, I always come up with the answer of culture. What is Black culture? How is it impacting Black America? Is it for the better or is it for the worse? Here to discuss all of those things with me is first and foremost, a personality. If you are not following online, he goes by the moniker King Face. Welcome to the Candace Owens Show.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
King Face is also, for those of you that are listening, he is one of my Black City ambassadors. He speaks to the Black community, and by himself, he is the founder of something called the DAD Project, which stands for Developing American Dreams. There's so much that we need to get into, and I could go off on a tangent here. Just give us your take on what's happening right now with Black Lives Matter and all of these protests and riots.
I mean, I just think it's in a sense, a test to see who they can control and who they can't. Black Lives Matter, they've always used the emotions of Black people in order to get their agendas to be pushed. And I've noticed that it's like everything is emotional. It's like everything. You got cops shooting somebody and they put this certain narrative. And what that does in our community, it builds fear.
Mm-hmm. Now, I just got to jump in right here. I just got to jump in right here because this is kind of what I was saying after the Trump election, I believe. And I was saying, you guys be careful because what they're going to do, you're going to see a lot of hate crimes. You're going to see a lot of violence towards you're going to see a lot of violence, but it's going to be people dressed up in MAGA hats and stuff. It's going to be people dressed up as Trump supporters. They're going to be said they were Trump supporters, and they're going to be committing crimes and attacking people. Even watch your children. I was saying this. Why? Why do I say they were going to do this? Because they know how to get Black folks, melanated people, emotional, get you in your emotions. You know what I'm saying? They know how to do this to you. You know what I'm saying? So they'll create some stuff that'll have you burning down your own town, your own city. They'll have you, in your emotions about, and all they got to do is say racism, the word racism. And our people get in our emotions about everything. So I told y'all a lot of this stuff going on with Trump is fear mongering. Fear mongering. You know what I'm saying? So, I think he's hitting that on the head. I think he's hitting that spot on.
And once you're afraid of something, especially with officers who you're supposed to feel safe around, and they keep pushing that narrative, people are going to now be put in more positions to have those things happen because that's how they make their money. That's how they get their exposure, is through the death of Black men. They don't get it from actually, protecting Black lives at all. Nothing is about Black Lives Matter that has to do with any Black lives. If somebody could show me when they've been around to actually prevent these George Floyd incidents, as you would say, from happening, then I could look at Black lives like it's a positive thing. But they're not doing that. They only come around election time. They only come around when a black dead man gets killed by a cop that's white or perceived to be white. And they use that to actually use that to destroy our strength within ourselves. It's like wearing a mask. It's killing the immune system. It's weakening us more and more and more and more and more and more. So then you look at it like, now I could get them because they're already broken down. Even with this George Floyd situation, there's people that usually don't care about that stuff that I noticed was like, yo, that's messed up.
Now, this is what I want to say as far as these two people that are interviewing right here, and about our communities. I think I said this last night on my live or yesterday on my live. We hate to turn the mirror around and look at us and what we do to us, right? This is one thing we hate to do. We don't want to talk about what we do to hurt ourselves. But what we will do is we'll have this fake outrage soon as the white man comes in our neighborhood, soon as the white man comes in our community. And that's what he's saying right there. They know how to get you. You're not going to do anything dealing with yourself. But boy, as soon as a white man come in here and put his knee on your neck, now you want to have all this fake outrage. But as far as these two people that's interviewing right here, right? I was wondering why Candace Owens gets so much hate. I was wondering why King Face got so much hate when he was here. Then I had to look at myself. Why do I get so much hate like I do? When you tell the unpopular truth, when you are someone who is going to tell people what they don't want to hear, when you're the person that's going to say something that nobody else will say, they just think it, but they're not going to say it because they're afraid of backlash or they're afraid of losing people, or, you're going to be the most hated. You're going to be one of those people who are hated. So when I look at Candace Owens, a lot of people just hate the fact that she tells the unpopular truth. It's like that about a lot of people. When you tell the unpopular truth, people don't like you and they hate you. So that's why many of us go through what we go through, and we have to stand alone and we have to walk those roads alone because we tell the unpopular truth. We say the things that others won't. We dig deeper than the surface. So I get it. I understand why these people get so much hate. I've just never seen Candace Owens just really say anything that would make a truth seeker really hate her. But people who aren't ready for the truth or who aren't ready to turn that mirror around and talk about your decisions or talk about what you did or talk about the things that, you help bring yourself down with or burden yourself with. When you don't want to hear those things coming from someone, you're going to hate them. They're going to piss you off.
But to the point where they're praising him, that's why when people say, "Oh, you agree with Candace?" I'm like, yes, we have to stop praising these type of people. And Black Lives Matter, that's all they ever push. I've never seen in my life, if this exists, then I want to see it. A kid going to school, minding his business, getting good grades, no record, getting shot by a cop. Is it a coincidence that everybody that's shot by a cop has a bad record? So even when people like George Floyd, I'm like, and you said it so perfect. I'm like, wow, it makes so much sense. What about that woman that he put the gun to her stomach?
Big facts, Eli. It don't matter where you are. The unpopular truth, yeah, people don't want to hear the unpopular truth. They don't like the unpopular truth. You got a point.
What do you think she's going through right now? It's like you guys are making him like the greatest guy on earth. He's probably one of the worst. Especially a pregnant woman. Like, come on, you have to have some kind of morals, no matter what crimes you're involved in. Because when I grew up, it was no women and kids. If you're dealing with somebody, it's just men on men. Kids and women, all right, we leave you. We see you walk, even in the street, like we see you walking with your baby or your wife. All right, you got to pass her right now, bro. Yeah. I'll catch you on the rebound.
Right. There's a level of respect for women and children, and that has been written into the culture of not just America, but all societies for a very long time. Women or children are seen as the most vulnerable. And when you see a pregnant woman, and this is all I could think about, reading that story of she gets a knock at the door and somebody is pretending, just the plotting that went into this, pretending to be a part of the water department. And by the time she opens the door and realizes something is wrong and she tries to force it shut, you have George Floyd, who, by the way, is monstrous in size. I believe he's 6'7", was 6'7".
He looked huge.
I heard. I think the correct is he's 6'7", very, very big.
He's kind of muscular as well.
Very muscular. Forces his way inside to a pregnant woman. She's home alone. Takes the.
So we're talking about the what's her name situation. I believe it was in Tennessee. What's the lady name that they're talking about? I might have missed it. Robbie, I would definitely like to talk to you on that. I'd like to hear your take on that. I mean, either way, I'm not, I like to hear your take on that. Maybe offline, because I like to hear your take on that.
Door and realizes something is wrong, and she tries to force it shut. You have George Floyd, who, by the way, is monstrous in size. I believe he's 6'7", was 6'7".
He looked huge.
I heard. I think the correct is he's 6'7", very, very big.
He's kind of muscular as well.
Very muscular. Forces his way inside to a pregnant woman. She's home alone. Takes the barrel of his gun and puts it to her stomach. His friend pistol whips her, and they robbed her place. They took her wallet, and it's not like this was one incident that happened and it was, that was back when I was on drugs. No.
Now, here we are again, where I talk about decisions people make, right? Like yesterday, I was talking about, you heard me in the conversation. No, I don't even think I played it yesterday. Well, basically what I was talking talking about in another situation. I think it was on Queen Strong's channel. I was talking to a guy and they asked me about prisons and stuff. Do I think, you know, there's many of us in the prisons? And I said, of course. But I just don't believe white supremacy is just riding around arresting people every day because of their skin color. I just don't believe that to be a fact. Like, I'm going to wake up and I'm just going. A lot of times, these police officers end up in your life somehow because probably of a decision that was made. Some decision. How did they even come into your life? When you woke up that morning, there was no police in your life. How did the police end up getting in your life? What happened? People don't like to walk step by step. We just want to get to why the police officer shot you. You know, like, we don't want to get to the fact that you was breaking in a car and didn't follow directions and you decided to get out the car and you decided to run away. You know what I'm saying? Or you decided to attack the officer. You decided to pull a gun. We don't talk about those things because we want to get to the anger part. It was a white man that shot a black man. Like, it be things like that when I talk about decisions. Now, I'm just off the top of the head, just throwing out some things. But this is where I say we go burn our cities down for shit like that. I'm not burning my city down for no niggas that got caught doing something wrong, was in the wrong and decided to fight, run, shoot the cops, and then they end up getting the bad end of the stick, and then we want to go burn our cities down. I say save those protests, save that angers for the people who are actually innocent, who were actually innocent. I'm not burning my city down for nobody who knew they didn't have a driver's license and wanted to resist arrest. And they know we're already on an uneven playing field, and then you do something dumb to heighten your chance of not making it back home to your family. You know, like, I'm not burning my city down for ignorance. There's been many times I've been pulled over. I've been pulled over and arrested many times. And every time I was pulled over or arrested, I gave myself a chance to make it back home to my family, knowing the fact that we are on an uneven playing field out here. Knowing the fact that there may be some racist cops I come up against. Why would I give them the reason to kill me and not make it home to my family? It's just the way I think, man. But these are things that our people don't like to look at. We don't like to look at decisions that we make that may have led up to certain situations. We don't want to look at the whole picture. We just want to look at the emotional point of it was a white man that killed a black man. And usually you get that from these so-called pro-blacks, these so-called, all these so-called pro-black people. You know what I'm saying? Who only they've been programmed to hate the white man and hate. They're like, I hate those type of people, man. So I can see why Candace and King Face gets the hate they get. I can see why. When you talk like this.
That was the 9th time that he went to prison. It is really hard to go to prison 9 times. And I'm a person that believes in second chances. I know you do too, by the way. I want to get into also your story so that we're not, thinking that this is people that think people can't make a mistake. They can. People can make mistakes.
I've made a lot of them.
You're right.
But not too crazy to go to jail.
Right. Have you been to prison 9 times?
No.
That's a record. That's got to be some sort of a record. And what does it do to the psyche of a child when you pretend that this person is just an ultimate victim, a hero? They were calling him a hero. Did you hear the eulogy? I mean, you would have thought this person spent his whole life dedicated to God and just trying to uplift his community when in fact he was terrorizing it.
I know a lot of people that terrorize the community and stay positive things too. My thing is why we didn't give that same energy to Nipsey Hussle.
That's exactly right.
He was actually doing something for his community, despite that he was a part of a gang. He still said, yo, you know, I still want to build my community. I want to make what Crip is about really stand for something. Same thing with the blood thing. You know, I'm a former blood member. You know, I'd rather not say a former blood member. I'd rather say I'm a former gangbanger, because there's a difference. Because really what blood is about, when you look at it, is brotherly love, override oppression and destruction. So that's what I believe in. Same thing with Crips, you know, community revolution and process. So when you look at these things, these was always created to benefit and help our community. It wasn't about destruction. It was about protecting our community. It was about making, you know, doing the right things. But then through time, it became something destructive. But at the same time, you got to look at Nipsey Hussle, who comes from that gang culture that said, you know what? I want to help save lives. I want to teach my community how to build. He started building so much in his community.
Let me jump in right here. Peace to Texas. Peace, LL. What's happening with you? Peace, Wanda. What's happening? LL. What's happening? Let me tell you how and this came in this way of thinking actually came in my spiritual awakening. I'm a former gang member. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a former Crip. You feel what I'm saying? So during my spiritual awakening is where I kind of came to see, hey man, people are who they are in the universe, right? People are who they are. And I'm just speaking to why they had to get Nipsey out of here, as they're talking about Nipsey. They had to get Nipsey out of here because Nipsey was very dangerous. He was very dangerous. Anytime you have warrior spirits, which I think I would call gangbangers, I believe they are who they are in the universe. That's their makeup. What they do is what they do. I just don't think they understand that they're not supposed to do it to us. They're not supposed to hurt us. So just imagine if you have a person like Nipsey, who creates another Nipsey, who creates another Nipsey, who creates another Nipsey. And now you have to the point where Nipsey was able to go in not only his gang's territory, but he was also welcome in rival gang territory, and people wouldn't touch him. Because there were other Nipseys in the making in these other neighborhoods, in these other communities, gang cultures. So just imagine you have one Nipsey. Now you got a new Nipsey in Atlanta. Now you got a Nipsey in Detroit. You got a Nipsey in New York, a Nipsey in Cleveland. You feel what I'm saying? A Nipsey in Arizona. And these Nipseys are creating their own Nipseys. So now you have a smart brother, a smart mind with a warrior spirit, creating other smart minds, warrior spirits in a positive way, that's dangerous, because not only am I smart and I'm helping my people understand to build and helping my people understand to take care of each other, but I'm also not afraid to fight. And I'm also not afraid to go to war if need be. That's dangerous, especially when you're looking at people of our color. This is what COINTELPRO is all about. There will never be another Messiah unless we give it to you. This is what COINTELPRO was all about. So they had to get Nipsey up out of here. You can't be running around here teaching Negroes how to save money. You can't be running around here building complexes for Negroes to come in and run their businesses from. You can't be running around here bringing gangs together. They're supposed to kill each other. We got to get this nigga up out of here. So I came to, in my way of thinking, after my spiritual awakening, I say, whoa, before we come down so hard on the gangs, maybe we can talk to some of these people and get some of them to understand, hey man, I'm not telling you not to be that warrior that you are. I'm not telling you not to be that, but just imagine if you turn that round to help us. Just imagine if the gangs started making sure our children were safe. Just imagine if the gangs started making sure our women's were safe. Just imagine the gangs start policing our neighborhoods and making sure ain't no police coming up in our neighborhoods putting a knee on nobody's neck. What happens when the gangs start doing things like that? You feel what I'm saying? So the warrior spirit you are is needed. It's needed. We just have to direct that energy in the right direction, is what I feel. And you're always going to have your good. You're always going to have your evil. Um, believe it or not, you wouldn't believe that there are many gangbangers who don't want what's going on with our people. Hence the reason you would see they don't want their children in gangs, because they know what comes with it. So that's just my thought on, as they're talking about Nipsey, that's just my thought on his death and his impact he was having before he passed away.
And it's like that man gets his life taken from another person that's involved with the same gang. So when I see this, and I'm like, why did y'all didn't act like this when Nipsey died? Y'all should have been tearing up everything, because he was actually building the community that you guys live in.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all should have, not to bring violence into it, but that dude should have been killed immediately. You know what I'm saying? But nothing happens. But then a George Floyd dies, who's not a great member of society, and he's being praised like some kind of hero. Like, listen, I understand he died in a horrible way. It was messed up. We're not going to deny that. But to praise him as somebody like he was good, no. The thing that we keep ignoring is comply. Like, comply. What is so difficult with that? What's so difficult with respect?
And, as he says, comply. I really, I've encountered people when I say these same things, right? I've encountered people, and I'm telling you, I'm 46 years old. I've been arrested many times, and I have always given myself the chance to make it back home to my family or to see another day of life, even if it meant for me to go to jail. I mean, I'd never done anything where I I'd never done anything to the point of where I was facing no life sentences or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But nigga get caught driving with no license or driving under suspension or something, man, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I gotta deal with that. As a man, I gotta deal with stupid stuff like that. That was decisions I made. But as I hear this brother say, just comply, man. Just comply. I've heard people say, I've heard people say, oh, so what are you saying? You just bow down to the white man. Just bow down to the white man then, huh? I think that is so stupid. Like, and I can't talk to people like you. If you know you're in the wrong, just comply. Just comply. Be a man, be a woman, be an adult, just comply. We're not talking about situations where innocent children are being killed, unarmed people are being killed. We're not talking about, I'm talking about you niggas that know you're in the wrong and then want to fight, or you want to, go to war with the police and then expect us to burn our cities down, our stores down behind your stupidness, your stupid decisions. Then you have dumb people like Sinetta that'll get out here and say, oh, the white devil is out here murdering us. The white devil. And I say, hey, hold on, bro. Race didn't have nothing to do with the decision you made. Oh, that's a Negro. You sound just like a Negro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. This is what the nigga said to me. I'm going to show y'all that video too. I'm going to show y'all that video too. But it's people like that I can't stand. And it's people like that that I feel like this is why our communities are in the array they're in. Because you have dumb people that want to blame everything on the white man instead of looking at yourself and looking at what you're doing. How you can make it back home to your family, how you can see another day, how you can send this message on to other people. You know what I'm saying? And then you have people talking about, oh, you just bowing down to the white man. But these are the same things your mama would have told you. These are the same things your daddy would have told you, your grandmama would have told you. Just make it back home. But you got these old extra woke steroid pro-black niggas that want you to hate everything about the white man. And don't look at yourself. Don't look at you and your bad decisions. Just blame it on the white man. I can't stand people like that.
What's so difficult about that? If when I get pulled over by a cop, I don't automatically get nervous like everybody else because I know I don't have nothing in my car. The most I could do is get a ticket. Now, how could I avoid the ticket just in case? Just be as respectful as possible. When cops pull me over, especially at night, I roll all my windows down, turn all the lights on in the car, take my key, put it on the roof of the car, and put my hand on the steering wheel. When they come, you gotta understand the fear that they have as an officer. If they approaching the car, it didn't happen many times that the news don't talk about. They get shot as soon as they walk up to the window because they don't know what they expect. That's why even now you see cops will be nervous. They'll walk in like this because they don't know what to expect. But if I turn all the lights on, windows down, my hands on the steering wheel, key on top of the roof, he knows what's going on in my car. He knows there's nobody else in there. He knows I'm not going nowhere. And he knows I don't got no weapon to do anything to him because my hands is on the steering wheel. They come comfortable.
You know, with what he's talking about, I told myself going into 2025, I think these are some of the things that I want to also start addressing on my channel. I think I'm going to start having more content on law. Because many of us walk this land and we don't know the laws of our land. We don't know laws of our states, our cities. We don't know what the laws are when you are pulled over by a police officer. You know, we don't really have these conversations much. And I said, going into 2025, I think this is some of the things that I want to start addressing. I have a cousin who's a police officer. He comes in here sometimes. I think I'm going to start bringing him on a little bit when we're dealing with the law. Of course, every state and city they're different, you know. But I think these are some things that I want to start addressing. I want to start addressing things like, what's your plan inside of your city? If something starts, if a race riot jumps off and the electricity gets shut off, what plans do you have in your city? How do you get out of your city? I want to start talking about things like this. The economic side of things. I want to start bringing people on who really know economics and can really, start leading our people in a direction of not always looking for handouts. I told you yesterday, I can't stand hearing people talk about how they're oppressed and they live oppressed, and slavery from 200, 400 years ago has them oppressed. I think for my channel, I want to start bringing people on that can help give you some information, or give us some information that can help us in real time. So those are kind of the things I want to start to look into.
They fit, and that energy automatically shifts. So even if they feel like it's gonna be one of those sketchy calls, the energy shifts. Like, oh, okay, they respect me. Maybe because, how you doing, officer? They'll be like, license and registration. Sure. I don't have to go, well, what you pull me over for? What you did that?
Because I'm black.
Yeah, and that's the automatic first thing that comes to their mind. But this is what they're being programmed to think. And I'm like, that's dangerous. Because when you're nervous, you might make a move that you shouldn't make. And cops are just as scared, if not more than you. They deal with this every day. So they might, especially now in this climate, it's like you can get shot. So it's teaching our kids fear and stuff like that. We have to be more on teaching them how to prevent it from happening. And by having respect for the job that they're doing and respect your life, comply. The more you comply, you're giving them excuses. And it's going to be justified. That's why when a lot of these cases, when these cops get off, people don't know the full story. Because then there's footage of he's resisting. Like now, they're coming out with the footage showing that George was resisting.
Right. And I kept saying that. I said, we're missing a big part of this footage because you see him get out of the car and then he's apparently against the wall. And then suddenly the next thing that we possibly see is the 9-minute video. Something obviously happened. And when these toxicology reports came back, it showed that he was on fentanyl. I'm like, do people understand what fentanyl is? Fentanyl will literally make you stop breathing. I mean, fentanyl is the most deadly drug that you could possibly put into your system. There are constant overdoses.
Now, let me just say this. From what I understand about fentanyl, which is just kind of going into, and I'm not saying that's what killed him or whatever, but from what I've come to understand about fentanyl is you can have that much of fentanyl in your system, and they say that's enough to take 5 people out. 5 people. Just a corner of your pinky. So if he's his blood pressure's up, his pulse rate is going, he's on fentanyl, plus he got a knee on his neck, it could have went either way. It could have went either way. So I don't too much want to get into that, but that's just to the point that she's making, that fentanyl is no joke. Copper Miss Parker, what's happening? Chris, what's happening with you? Only one Captain America, what's happening? So I'm just speaking to that to that point. From a documentary I was watching, they say you can have just the tip of just that much fentanyl in your system is enough to kill 5 people. So if he had fentanyl in his system and everything with all of that was going on, he's fighting, he's resisting and all of that. Yeah, putting a knee on a nigga neck though, yeah, that was nasty work though.
My friend who's a surgeon was saying, he said to me that I give this to my patients. They're barely breathing when you give them. So
Slim Bull, what's happening?
When he said he can't breathe, he's not lying if he's on fentanyl, and he could have not been able, issues breathing before the cops even arrested him. And I'm not saying that this cop was any way justified. He's not. But this is a discussion to have. Fentanyl, right? 100 times stronger, more potent than morphine. I mean, I had to get morphine in the hospital. You don't feel anything, right? This guy is taking this casually as he's going into a store with a counterfeit bill. You hear the 911 call and the woman is saying, this guy, something's.
Now y'all see what I'm saying about decisions you're going in here? How are you getting the police in your life? You're in here trying to use counterfeit bills, which brought the police in your life. Decisions. You see what I'm saying? Not only are you, and again, in no way am I trying to justify this officer at all, but how did the police get in your life? Before you walked in that store with that counterfeit bill, there was no police officer in your life bothering you. Nobody was there. You made a decision to go get high. You made a decision to take a counterfeit bill, go in a store while you're high, and attempt to make a transaction which is illegal, which got the police called on you. Now the police are in your life, but nobody likes to talk about bad decision making. You going to do them drugs, You walking in a store with with a counterfeit bill had nothing to do with race. Nothing at all. Not a thing to do with racism, race, nothing. It had everything to do with you making a bad decision, which eventually brought the police in your life. Maybe a racist cop in your life. Maybe a hateful cop in your life, but before you decided to make that decision, there was no police officer in your life. And that's all I be trying to say is, we go burn our cities down for people making bad decisions. And then when there are really innocent people or really people killed unjustly, we're quiet, and I just don't like that.
What's wrong with him? He's on something. And we're pretending this was a person, as you said, that was just walking down the street, trying to get to school, trying to get to his class. And here we are being hunted by cops. How difficult is it to comply? How difficult is it to not go to prison 9 times? How difficult is it to not be high, holding a counterfeit bill? Don't have the cops called on you. Don't put yourself in any circumstance close to that. And people have a hard time having that conversation because it centers around respect.
This is what, and again, as I started earlier, and I said, why do people hate this woman so much? Because she speaks an unpopular truth in many cases. People that speak unpopular truth are hated. People can't stand when I say stuff like this. People can't stand when I speak. I just don't care enough. I'd rather hurt your feelings telling you the truth than watch you hurt yourself because I wanted to lie to you, because I wanted to people don't want to take accountability. You're right, Texas. And I don't see how you just ignored the bad decisions you made. This is what I tell my children. How did I get here? When my son got in trouble in school, and I got there and he was all huffy and puffy and he mad because they called my phone and I had to come to that school. I had to stop my son and I had to walk him through the steps. When you woke up this morning and left the house and went to school, I was not in your life at that moment. How did I get here? What happened? Let's walk through the steps of how did I get a phone call about you, which made me end up here when I should be at work. See what I'm saying? I have to teach my children, ask yourself, who are you really mad at right now? And then I want you to look at the root of the problem. Who are you really mad at right now? How did you get here? How did you get to this moment right here? And I need you to look at decisions you made. And if your decisions were right and you are in the wrong, I can go to bat for you. I can go to bat for you. I can fight for you. But if I'm getting called, and you don't give me nothing to fight for you about because your decisions were wrong, ask yourself, who are you really mad at right now? You're not mad at me, and you're not mad at your teacher. At the end of it all, you're mad at yourself for making the decisions you made that got me here in your life.
And I think the Black community has a very hard time with respect. In fact, we're a very disrespectful community. We celebrate being disrespectful. We're anti-establishment. F the police, right? Call the females bitches, right? How can our youth flourish when we're teaching and promoting and celebrating and applauding disrespect? Disrespect is rioting. Disrespect is burning down a neighborhood that had nothing to do with George Floyd. Disrespect is killing a police officer that has nothing to do with George Floyd. And we don't have celebrities standing up and saying it's wrong in our community.
I mean, of course they wouldn't, because certain people that they're dealing with, and they want to look cool in front of the market. For especially in community, everything's about being cool. That's why I tell people I don't want to be cool, because this era of what considers cool is too destructive. I don't want to be cool. If that's the case, let me be the most uncool person possible. And I've become that because I'm vocal and open about how I feel about certain things. Like I said, even with hip hop, I'm very vocal about it because I know that it's a part of the problem. Jay-Z could tell people not to wear a jersey anymore and put on a button up, and people do it. That's the same way now. When you look at it, we don't have, like you mentioned him earlier, at least he was, even through the music, even though he talked about his past and his life, at least he still kind of gave some positive things into the music. Now it's just do drugs, you know, get high, shoot people, like do. And I'm like, because even in Brooklyn right now, when you look, the crime rate is going up in Brooklyn. We've had, the other day, there was literally 7 shootings in 10 minutes. Like, I'm talking about different areas in Brooklyn. So it's like, what influenced that? When you look at the lifestyle of Chicago, we done took in the whole drill music, and into, as soon as that we got that into our community, the gang violence shot up extremely. But it's all about being cool. And it's like, you willing to die to be cool?
It's so funny you say that because so I was just telling you offline that I added an addendum to my book on culture, and I literally said Black America has a problem with wanting to be cool. I used the exact word, and there's a quote in that chapter that I want to bring up, which was a quote that was written by Confucius, who was a Chinese philosopher. I think it was like he was a Chinese philosopher from 440 BC. I mean, long time ago. And he said, if one should desire to know whether a kingdom is well governed, if its morals are good or bad, the quality of the music will furnish the answer. And when I read that quote, I instantly thought about Black America, and the quality of the music, right? What you're putting in your ear is going to tell you whether or not the morals in this community are good and bad.
You know, as we talk about the music and we talk about hip hop and all of that, right? You know, this is something else. I talk to my children about. I think all of my children are musically inclined. I think even my youngest daughter, she's in school right now to be she's learning to be a producer. She's like working in big top studios. My oldest boy, he's a beast. He's like a Kanye West when it comes to music production. He's I'm talking about to the point he's had many contacts with different labels. He's that good that I think one of his songs right now is being he sent me something the other day and said you know, one of his songs is being one of his beats. There's a young rapper out here who's a very popular rapper. I don't know these rappers' names, y'all. But obviously they reached out to him and they used one of his tracks. So one of his tracks is out here in the universe being you know, rapped over by one of these young popular rappers. He just hates the fact that he didn't do his business right. And he said he's kind of getting the short end of that stick because I guess he was paid up front, you know, and he didn't go the long route to continue to get paid from this artist. But that's just a lesson he's learned. But I'm just trying to show you how all of my children they're all kind of involved in music. Now this son of mine that I'm talking about right now, he I had a conversation with him because I know he's a producer. My oldest girl, she's a singer. She sings. But my youngest, my son, one thing I told him was, son, you have the ability to change the world. You have the ability to change the vibration of the world through your creation of music. Because what I was trying to explain to him is um, before lyrics are even put on a beat over a instrumental or anything, the music has the ability to lead you a certain way. So what I was trying to explain to him, if I hear a boom boom ah, boom 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 ah, boom boom ah, boom 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 boom, like, and there's some gunshots going off in the that beat alone is not going to put me in the mind state of love, of happiness. That's going to put me in a violence, aggressive state of mind to where the lyrics I write are probably going to come out aggressive. if I hear something like you know, real smooth and mellow, that might lead me to want to rap about something a little more smoother, a little more easy, nothing aggressive. Music has a way of leading us before words are even put to the music. So I was trying to give him an example of if I hear a beat like I go hard in the motherfucking paint, a beat like that, versus I hearing something that Michael Jackson was singing over. Just the music alone have different vibrations. You feel what I'm saying? What I hear from that Michael Jackson rapping over is gonna make me want to do something, you know, a little smoother, you know. And I'm just trying to show him the vibration, how we control the vibration. You as a music producer, you as someone who creates the vibration of people's feeling. You know, they say our body is what, 75% of water, I think they say. So just imagine, man, when you look at water, that's just still. Water is very peaceful as long as it's still. But then water can get violent once it's disturbed. It can, that's where you start to see the waves in the water because it's now disturbed. It's the same way with what's going on inside of us, man. It's the same way that's going on inside of us. If we're built up a bunch of water and we're hearing violent beats, you know what I'm saying? It's moving us a certain direction. It's not moving us in a peaceful direction. If y'all, if I'm, you know, if I'm kind of making any sense, you know. So look at the music we're listening to now. It's very aggressive. Look at the lyrics that's coming out. It's very aggressive. If y'all understand what I'm saying.
And I talked about the irony that, you know, today people will say they have this concept of what acting black is, right? And that this is what it means to be black. And you, therefore, Candace, are not black because you're speaking proper English, right? Because you're not interested in having fights, you know, because you don't have baby daddies and all this stuff going on. And the thing is I say, actually, I'm very black. I just don't recognize this decade of being black. Because this is not what black was in the 1940s. This is not what black was in the 1950s. This is not when my grandfather was listening to music. The number one song was The Temptations, My Girl. Right, I write about this in the chapter. The first words of My Girl: I got sunshine on a cloudy day, and when it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. And then I looked at the top song right now in Black America, and it's Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. And the first lyrics are like, I'm that bitch, I'm this bitch. Wait. And I'm thinking this happened in the span of 40 years, right? 40 years. So what happened to Black culture?
And I mean, that is what happened to Black culture, because once it became like you have to live a certain type of way, now it's like there's no other way to live. It's like, and we congratulate stupidity in the Black community. Like, the more stupid you are, it's like, yeah. And I tell people, I was like, why do you think kids didn't want to grow up going to school? Because going to school, you became a nerd. It's like they don't respect you. Like, oh, look at you. You can just tell, even when it comes to like people coming home from jail compared to somebody that's coming home from college. You see the difference in love and respect. And you know who gets it? The guy that comes home from jail. But the guy that just came busting his ass in college, 4 years, not getting no sleep, having to pop pills, like not drugs that keep them up for them to keep, going to school, going through working, all these things, they make it happen. And the next thing you know, they come to the hood like, yo, I just got my degree. Oh, that's what's up, man. Proud of you. That's it. The guy that gets locked up comes home from jail.
He's a real nigga.
Yo, here's 10 stacks, bro. You know what I mean? Get yourself together, man. Get back on the block. Like, and I'm like, why wouldn't y'all give that $10,000 to the guy that just finished college? He might have some student loans. He might need that help. And because if you put him in a position of power, making sure he good, he'll have more incentive to come back to the hood and say, yo, I want to help build something because of my success from you guys supporting me from when I was going to school. But it doesn't happen like that. They push those people away from the community. It's like, hey, every time I try to help these fools, they keep attacking me. You know what? F them. They can stay where they're at, and then they'll be like, oh, he's acting different.
This is what we deal with. This is what we deal with. No, like for real. This is what we deal with. We congratulate stupidity. We really could. The nigga that come home from jail, that's the nigga you gonna ride with, and you, like you said, you gonna give him all the money. Hey, and guess what's gonna happen? He gonna go shopping. He gonna go get him another pound, another 2 pounds, and he gonna be right back at the same thing that landed him in jail the first time. Yet you have, and this is what I be talking about when I say we have to put ourselves in positions to change our conditions. You rather give the 10 stacks to the nigga that just came home from jail for doing a crime that was harming our community versus taking that 10 stacks and putting it behind that person who could be your next judge, who could be the next judge in your community, who could be the next mayor in your community to help better your conditions. One of you that's really for us. You'd rather put the money behind the nigga tearing down the community versus putting your money behind the person that's going to school saying, man, I'm going to school hard because I want to help my people. I want to better myself so I can help my people. I can't help my people if I'm not in position. This is what we deal with. We reward stupidity.
Like, no, you people are not realizing what y'all doing to people mentally, especially with these young kids. If you're telling them that, oh, you have to have a certain sneaker on, or you have to have certain this on, or you're not going to be accepted. Like you said, you got to talk in a certain type of vernacular. Is that the word? Because, you know, I'm not really big on words.
Ebonics,
Ebonics or whatever, in order for you to seem like you're cool. But at the same time, even for me, like, that's why I connect with a lot of them, because I speak like them. Mm-hmm. I'm not great with grammar and all that extra stuff sometimes.
Again, and I'm glad he's saying this, because this is what I deal with. This is the thing I deal with, right? I deal with people who want to, you know, hey, listen, man, like I say, I'm not the brightest star in the sky, but my star shines bright, okay? In my own way, the way my mind works, it works with other people. The way your mind works, where you're using all these big words and you're talking all over them, you don't connect with certain people like I do, because I talk just like them. We may not pronounce all the words right, but we know how to get the point across. We may not articulate our points and our things as well as you do, but we know how to get our points across. We know how to reach certain people. I can reach people you can't, because you're always screaming, what's the source? What's the source? What's the source for that? What's the source for that? When some things just don't take a source, some things just simply take common sense of living in the universe. It don't need a source. You know what I'm saying? So when you have people out here always screaming, what's the source? Or trying to down people because they may not read as well as them, you know what I'm saying? These are the people that are harmful to our people also. You want to shoot me down because I can't articulate my words as well as you, but yet these children out here resonate with me way more than they resonate with you talking about what's the source? What's your source for this? You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that is also a problem too. I have nothing wrong with us being able to articulate ourselves and speak well, as we should. But I don't down the people that can't articulate, because those are some of the brightest people in the world in their own way. You feel me?
People tell me words like, what does that mean? What does that mean? But at the same time, I grew up in that, so I understand why they react like that. And that's dangerous for our community. It's not good. If you could see the education of us going down, and we're in a time where, what is it that you can't do? You have access to everything. You have literally everything in your hand. Y'all carry all day, but you prefer to be on Instagram.
Right. It's so true. And I want to go back.
And here we go, as our conversation of yesterday about being oppressed and white supremacy and systematic racism holding me back. You have access to everything that could better yourself. Many of you just choose, or many of us just choose not to do it. We choose to make bad decisions. We choose to live certain lifestyles that isn't in a positive way for our families, our communities. We push ignorance. We promote ignorance. We do these things and then cry about being oppressed by the white man.
Back to what you just said about, that moment where you're a person who could be from the hood and you're becoming more and more successful, and the more successful you become, the less the hood wants anything to do with you. And this is so tragic. And it reminds me of when I was starting early on. I was able to have a conversation with a very well-known and respected Black conservative, and he warned me. He said, you're going to get to a point where you're just going to be done with the community, right? Because you're going to realize, okay, fine, keep it the way you want, and you're going to just say, I'm just going to go be successful by yourself, right? And I can imagine that has happened to so many. I mean, think about people like Condoleezza Rice, right? Mm-hmm. This woman started her life living in a real racist America, right? And she talks about that. I mean, you can't say this woman is not Black, but you do, right? You sit here, you say Clarence Thomas is not Black. They grew up in segregated America. You say they're not Black because they became successful. He's the second, I think, Black Supreme Court justice ever. You don't celebrate him. You decided he's not Black. And there are so many examples. Dr. Ben Carson. I mean, he survives almost every purity test. You talk about him. He grew up in a single parent home in a poor neighborhood in Detroit. His mother wasn't literate. He went to a school and was bullied for being Black, because he somehow ended up being able to go to a white school. His whole story is Black. Fell in love with a Black woman at Yale, married her. He's still married to her. And you have stripped him away of his Blackness. Why? Right? And so if that's what it means to be Black, right? What it means to be Black is you have to pretend to be uneducated. You have to speak broken English. Who wants to play that? Eventually you say, okay, you know what? I'm done with this. I've tried my whole life. And they tried their whole lives to help the Black community. And we just rejected them. We said they're Uncle Toms and they're coons and they're race traders. What are they portraying? A broken culture?
They're showing the positive sides of our culture. They're showing, and to me, that's an insult. Like, what makes you think we can't talk proper?
Right.
What makes you think that just because we come from somewhere, we can't make it happen? It's the same thing when I wore my MAGA hat and people made me famous for it. I'm like, I shouldn't be famous for wearing a MAGA hat. That's insulting to assume that a Black person doesn't think for themselves, because that's really what it came to. Like when people go, oh, why you got the hat on? Why are you so with that? Wait. And I'm like, because I have my own mind and I want the best. I don't care who gives us the best. As long as we're able to create solutions, what else matters? You think I can't think for myself? You think I have to be like you because everybody else says follow this, I'm supposed to follow that? Well, I've been watching you people follow the same thing forever and it's never worked. So you want me to continue the process. So you think I'm going to be an idiot? Like that famous thing that people like to say, with insanity is like, if you keep doing the same thing over, expecting different results, it's insanity. So you want me to be insane with the rest of you and look stupid like the rest of you? I would not. And plus I'm not fake. I'm always going to stick to the truth, regardless of what I'm going to get attacked for. I don't care. It's the truth. So I'm going to be vindicated anyway. Maybe not at that moment. We're going to deal with the pressure, but overall in time, people like us are going to be considered real heroes. But we keep pushing our heroes away from us and then talking about, oh, we don't got nobody representing us. We got nobody doing this. I'm like, even when I'm in the hood and people talking junk, I'm like, bro, you got somebody that is respected by the White House, bro. Like we never had nobody that looked like me in the White House representing. I got tattoos all over my face, my hands. I'm in the White House and you would think people would judge me. And it's like, they didn't. They loved me and respect me for my mind and what I'm able to do. But if you have somebody in that position that could actually make a phone call to somebody that's in a position to help our community, why are you attacking me? Because all the people that you guys are supporting, they have no connection to anything. They may be famous, they may this, but when it comes to actual power, they don't have any. Like, I'm the conduit for you guys. I'm the ear that for them to be like, yo, look, this is what's going on in the neighborhood. This is what we need. But they'll attack me for it, thinking that I'm not helping my people. I'm like, they're like, oh, you got a whole bunch of white fans. I'm like, well, my white fans, you know what they tell me in my DM? They don't go, thank you for what you're doing for us and stuff. They go, I love what you're doing for your community.
Mm-hmm.
They're not saying I love what you do for us as Americans. I mean, a lot of them do, but they always add, I love what you're doing for your community. But they look at it as, oh, you're just doing what they want you to do. You want to be white. I'm like,
isn't that crazy though? I mean, because some of the stuff that people say in our community, and I am convinced that we are the most racist, but somehow we've sanctioned being racist towards white people, so nobody recognizes as racism, right? So, case in point, when I posted a photo, of my husband, and someone wrote, I mean, the racist comments are there for Black people. This must be why she's conservative. Oh, the white man, this. I said, just imagine that reversed. Imagine a white guy is married to a Black woman and he posts a photo of his Black wife and a bunch of white people comment under there, oh, look, that's why you're betraying our race. It's unfathomable. Could you imagine if a bunch of white people commented under that after seeing a Black woman marrying a white man? People would go crazy. They would say this is an example of racism, but Black people do it comfortably, talking about, and I'm sitting here when you even say that, you should be ashamed of yourself for not knowing your history. Your ancestors died for that right. Okay. Like when Love versus Virginia, the Supreme Court case, when they literally got imprisoned, a Black and a white person for falling in love. You know what I mean? These people fought to end that sort of discrimination so that you could marry who you love, right? True equality, being able to marry who you love, where their background doesn't matter. And you're ashamed of that. You say you want integration, but you're fighting for more segregation. You want people to hate white. I don't hate white people. I don't feel that way.
And I don't feel like I have to hate white people to love my people.
That's it.
Man, listen, man. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Some of y'all super woke, pro-Black, hate the white devil, Negroes get on my nerves, man. Like, man, listen, man. Listen. It gets on my nerves because y'all act like all Black people are angels. Like, hate the white devil, but all Black people are angels. Or either we're just going to ignore the fucked up Black people, but hate the white devil. Like, y'all get on my nerves. Like, and I guess I can attribute my life though. Maybe I have to have an open mind to understand that I grew up all around the world. I lived around the world. I've lived over in England. I've lived in Germany. I've lived in Panama. I lived all over Panama, the country, not Panama, the city, the real country. I lived all over the country, up and down the map. So every 3 years of me growing up in school, I was around different cultures of people. So maybe I have to just kind of be open to understand that I got a chance to see other cultures and interact with other cultures and see that it's not what a lot of y'all super woke on steroids, pro-Black folks be trying to push. It's really a lot of hate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like it's hate for the world. But I hate dealing with y'all. Like I hate a Dr. Umar type nigga. Oh, I hate dealing with you niggas. Like I just do. I just do because I look at the world, man, and I even have a cousin that I had to just realize you're just simply a Trump hater. Like you like why you hate that white man so much, or why you going so hard for that white man? And I'm showing you shit the white man did for the Black folks. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to look at that though. You don't want to look at that because you think I should hate this white man. Like, like that shit makes my skin crawl out. But hey, y'all live how y'all live, man. All that hate in your heart, all that. I don't live like that, man. I don't hate nobody. I don't hate white people. I don't hate Black people. I don't hate gay people. I don't hate trans people. I don't hate none of y'all. I just don't like some of the things that people do. I just don't like some of the things people do.
It's not neither or. I love all people if they're good, and I hate all people if they're stupid. And stupid comes in every different color. You know what I mean? Every
color.
different color, every ethnicity. I've seen stupid all across the board, and I hate that pressure that is applied. That this is what it means to be Black. And I'm thinking to myself,
what is the definition of that? I actually did a post about that. I said, what is it that defines me being Black? Is it because I'm doing something positive? Because if you look at it, we're only doing positive things for our community. So in order for us to be accepted as Black, we have to be doing negative. You have to be killing people. You have to be popping drugs. You have to be on some dumb stuff.
mm-hmm.
Like that's not what we represent. We don't come from that. Talk to me about the ones that didn't care about none of that. Like Jack Johnson, who was the first Black celebrity boxer. At that time, like you said, they would go to jail. He married a white woman.
He did, and he went to prison for it. And actually, it's funny because the president is the one that really told me that story and why he wanted to pardon him. And it's to me, I think it's that part of the gap that we're facing is that there's this educational gap where you have a bunch of Black people who know nothing about Black history. They only know Black present. They only know Black media and what people are telling them and what it means to be Black. And then you have that culture being acquiesced by celebrities who are largely ignorant. And, LeBron James is number one to me. I mean, he's so talented on the court, but this is not an educated man, right? And so he takes the bait and a bunch of people follow him and they go, oh, yeah, see, LeBron's actually Black. LeBron, you are hurting Black America when you lie, when you don't research the fact, when you send a tweet and say we're literally being hunted, absent any facts, you're not a hero in that regard. You're not being a hero. You're being an idiot, and you're spreading that idiot.
That's the same shit I was trying to tell Sinetta. When you spread shit like that, man, oh, the white man is out here just hunting us. The issue we were dealing with at the time was the girl in Columbus who was trying to stab the other Black girl. She was trying to kill the other Black girl, and the cop shot her to save the other Black girl. You got a nigga like Sinetta gonna tell you, oh, you sound like they're out here hunting us down. Oh, they just hunting us down. The way you a Negro, only a Negro will say what you're saying. Can't stand people like that.
You see very quickly throughout our community.
And your influence is huge.
Your influence is huge. You have a responsibility to either shut up or read, research, and know your facts, right? And if you're not going to research and know your facts, then we just need you to play basketball because you're brilliant at that, right? And you should be celebrated on the court. You're an amazing talent. But when you have our people outside from behind your Bel Air multi-million-dollar mansion, right? Having them run outside, moving now quickly to this defund the police, it's not going to hurt him. He's got private guards.
Of course.
This man has a white chef, a white guard. I said this. White chef, white gardener. He's got white people waiting on him hand and foot. Let me tell
you. And he ain't gonna be out there with you when you tearing your city up. After he make a tweet like that, he's not gonna be out there with you fucking shit up or protecting nothing. And he ain't gonna he not gonna send no security out there to protect you niggas. Like, he's not. While he's inciting shit.
Tell you, if that is racism, I want it today. Please, let me get more of that. Whatever LeBron James's racism is, I want that racism, right? Right? And, it really is. It's a broken culture. It's a broken society, and hip hop is hurting things. But I also want to talk to you about something I've realized. Even if Black Americans are aware and know their history, right? And you can get Black conservatives who understand the history much more, who understand, the ills of the left and what the left has done. But still in that regard, they bring to the conservative side the same bad habits that I was hoping Black conservatives would be abandoning. And what I'm talking about, number one, is conflict resolution. Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts. Everything has to turn into a fight. I hate you forever. You got to draw lines. It's like you're this gang or that gang. And you still see it happening in politics.
The hater mentality is big everywhere, I guess, because we come from the hater culture. Like you said, conflict resolution, right? Me personally, I had a guy that shot at me, right? 5 times in broad daylight at my old school in Queens. And that same guy, he ended up getting arrested, did 5 years. That same guy, I seen him 5 years later on Jamaica Ave in Queens. And I guess he's like, he basically like acted as if he saw a ghost. So I guess he thought it was over for him. I said, brother, look, you did 5 years, bro. Like, if you're not over it at this time, then I wouldn't know what to say. I'm over it, bro. You didn't kill me. You didn't kill nobody that I know. At the end of the day, we're both alive. The best thing we could do is just leave it alone. Do you know that same person used to come to my studio that I built in my community for people to come in and, you know, have free studio time? I taught them engineering, how to be able to record themselves so they wouldn't need anybody. And he's like my brother now. Like, literally, it's like my brother. Like, if I call him and I say I have some drama, he's gonna come and handle anybody.
It's crazy that he tells that story, right? And I'm gonna get back to this, but I kind of told my story about when I got shot, the guy that shot me, and he went to jail, but because I wouldn't testify against him, I was arrested. They came and arrested me in front of my children, in front of my family, because I wouldn't testify against the guy. You know what I'm saying? So even though they made me, they arrested me, I had to do time down there at Rice Street until he went to court. Whenever they figured out what his court date was, I had to sit in a cell at Rice Street. And if any of y'all know about Rice Street, this is the jail Lil Woody didn't want to go back to in the YSL case. If any of y'all know, you can go look up Scared Straight and see what Rice Street is about. Talk to anybody from Atlanta about Rice Street. I had to go sit at Rice Street, injured, arrested, because I was the one that got shot, and they wanted to sink that guy, but I wouldn't testify against him. So when it came time to go to court, you know, he saw me. They walked me in. They walked me in shackles and everything. But one thing they did to me though was they hemmed me up in the hallway before I went on the stand, and they yoked me up while I was shackled up against the wall and told me, "You are going to testify," because they wanted to sink him that bad. They wanted to sink him that bad. You are going to testify. And, you know, they asked me, "Do you understand?" They had a big bailiff, big white bailiff nigga, like, hem me up. And I told him I understand. And guess what happened? I went on that stand and I caught amnesia. Some of y'all remember me telling y'all this story. Caught amnesia like a motherfucker. The guy that shot me is sitting right across from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm answering questions so basic. You know what I'm saying? But it was up to me what happens to that guy. He had already did time, you know, he had already been locked up, and he was young. And it was what I said that would determine the rest of what he goes through for that shooting. And like I told them, let him go. Let him go. He did his time. He's young. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think, you know, he didn't mean to do it. He did it though. But I know that guy, and he came into the situation blind. So let him go. And you know, that lawyer looked at me and said, "You know, I gotta say, I've never seen nobody in this situation where the person shot them, and you know, you say let him go." But also, as he's telling this story, some of y'all just heard me tell a story recently, a few weeks ago, where I was in a standoff with a guy. Right out here in my neighborhood, I'm in a standoff with a guy. He got an AR-15 on me. I got a Glock on him. You know what I'm saying? And we're in a standoff because of a situation in our community where he came into a situation blind, and I'm trying to defuse a situation in our community. But he didn't know what he was walking into. So first thing he does is he pulls up and he pulls his AR out, and I pull my Glock out. So we're in a stare down right out here in the community. You feel what I'm saying? But me and that brother had a chance to speak, step off to the side, and we spoke as men. We spoke as men, and after that, we became cool as fuck. Like we became cool as fuck. And I told some of y'all, we were talking about actually coming online to do a live about how we met each other, because we'll never be able to change how we actually became friends. Like, so I kind of get his point. There has to be some maturity somewhere in these communities with certain people, like especially if you're growing to be a leader, or you're looking to inspire betterment in your community. There has to be some type of inspiration going on amongst our people. Everybody can't be walking around here wilding and dumb. Somebody has to take the lead, set examples and stuff. And I think with me and that brother, with that situation, he left that conversation with him telling me, he said, Cali, you a real ass nigga, man. He was like, I really like to fuck with you, bro. Like, and me and the dude is friends. We cool. Now we got our community. We got our situations. We got our situation, our contact points. If we hear this going on in our community, we hear this going on in our neighborhood, we have contact points. Hey, brother, what did you hear? What did you hear? Like, hey, I'm calling you if I hear it. And we've already demonstrated that's how things are going to go around here with us. And our neighborhood, our community has been nice and quiet. You feel me? So there has to be some type of, maturity with our people somewhere.
But even though I never try to entertain that, but the whole point is we can solve issues. The mafia, the guy could have killed his brother 2 weeks ago, but because of the bigger picture, they will come together at a table and actually have a conversation to make sure nobody else dies. And I think a lot of times we get so caught up with our emotions that we don't look at the bigger picture.
Right.
At the end of the day, if I go and hurt him, there's somebody that loves him too. Now they're gonna come hurt somebody else, and the cycle's just gonna keep going. Who's gonna end that cycle? Right. We have to have one person in their mind and say, you know what? I ain't gonna continue the cycle.
Come on, man.
And that's what I was about. Like, I'm not continuing this cycle because I know where it's going to go. So am I gonna let my ego and my pride take that over and add more people's lives from being destroyed? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. So like I said, the example is I had somebody that tried to kill me and I was able to be cool with them.
Right.
You guys are ready to kill somebody because you don't like what they said.
Right.
That was about stuff that has nothing to do with you. Who you support. I hate you, I gotta kill you. I get death threats like you wouldn't even believe.
Right.
And I'm like, for me having my own opinion, because they don't understand how to, like you said, conflict resolutions.
Yeah.
They don't know how to have a real conversation to actually have an understanding of what's going on in your mind of why you choose certain things.
And I attach that to intellect too. I think, as the education system continues to fail Black America, because it is failing Black America, when you can look in California and 75% of boys can't read, when you can go into Baltimore, 75% of Black boys can't pass a basic literacy exam. We can go into Baltimore and across 5 schools can't find one child that's literate, proficient in math and writing. You have an issue. We have a larger issue. And the issue, as I understand it, from some recent books that I read, is that they've dumbed down the education system because they think anything that's considered a challenge now is not fair to Black America, right? So you actually have schools that are teaching Ebonics because they're saying that the schools need to be more cultural and adapt. It's the same thing with, like, before English should be a requirement. Now they're insisting on allowing kids to never have to learn a word of English and, just speak Spanish throughout all of school, making sure those programs are available. So we're seeing this sort of corroding of the education system. And if you can't, think, right, you're not going to be able to think through a situation or a conflict, right? And say, okay, what are the benefits here? This person, I'm upset about this. What are the 3 different ways I can handle this? My thing is always pick up the phone and call someone. Don't let it get to step B. Pick up the phone, call somebody, say what you think, and let that be it, and let it be the end of it. But you see today, and I see this, and I've been shocked to see it, even amongst Black conservatives, public videos about each other. I mean, there's so few of us, that have a platform that can speak out and can be an example, right, to Black children that don't know what to make of this world, that we're hoping that will understand that conservatism is a better brand. You're calling yourself a conservative, but it is how you're acting conservatively. Is that really the example you want to be? This call out culture, and you likened it off camera to the rap game, like rap battle culture. What are we doing? What are we teaching people? How can we come together?
It's sad that we just got to focus more on educating the youth right now. A lot of these people are already lost. So there's really nothing you could do for somebody like that has a certain mentality because they already feel how they feel. You have to educate them from young. Even with my program, it's more about deprogramming certain things that they've been taught. And the only way you could do that is by getting them from young. We got to get them.
Facts, big facts. Peace, brother Nazir. What's happening with you? Big facts, man. In the Indian community, this is a big reason why I have been going, my events have been focusing towards bringing the youth to the events. You got a lot of these grown Negroes that's gone already in their head. If we're going to make some type of change, we have to start at the bottom with the babies. We have to start with the babies. This is why my events focuses on the youth. This is why I take the children to the mounds and I bring the speakers to speak to the children. I don't care about you niggas that get on YouTube, you grown Negroes that want to get on here and intellectually masturbate with each other and have y'all little fights. I'm going to go the direction you're not. I'm going to the babies. My events are catering to the children, their parents, their grandparents. But I bring your babies to the event. I don't want to do no event where it's just a bunch of you Negroes that I talk to every day that already know the information, or you think you know a little more than I know, so you want to, or you're coming to spy on my event. I don't want to talk to you Negroes. I got something to do. We got to get down here to the root. I got to bring them children, them babies. This is why I have the kickball games, to bring the children to the table, to bring them there. So not only are they going to be entertained, we have speakers there who are going to also talk to the babies. These children are more they're more interested than you know they are. I promise you. And you're not talking to them. Who's talking to them? Who's spending time with them? This is why I have projects in the works that are dealing with, that are focusing on the children. This is why the Our Story docuseries is so basic. I seen somebody make a comment about how I do elementary, what they call it, elementary field trips. Elementary field trips is what they had the nerve to call the shit in my comment section, they didn't think I was listening. Not in my comment section. It was in there. They were doing a video, but they had the nerve to disrespect the fact that I'm trying to bring this information down to a level where I'm not over the children's head. These children not listening to y'all niggas YouTube videos. They not watching y'all niggas. They not watching me. I have to go out in the community and get these children together. I have to put, broadcast to you guys, hey, I'm doing this. Bring the children. Bring the children. Bring your teenagers. There's a lot of teenagers asking questions right now. Nobody's talking to the babies. They're not talking to the youth. Everybody wants to be the biggest YouTuber, and they want to go back and forth and debate with this group and debate with that group, while the children are the ones losing.
And we don't teach them that, oh, you can't do something because of your skin color. Like, and we push that shit in our community. It's like we affirm it. So it's like, well, I've heard this from women. Now look, my own people telling me this every day. We're pushing that narrative, weakening our own community. And I don't think they understand when you say these things, you're hurting us. You're not helping, thinking you're putting us on. Like, you ain't putting me on the shit, bro. Like, you only telling me how weak I am, how I can't do this, how I can't do that. Like you said, with the school system, all that proves how racist they are to believe that we're not even able to read, or we're not
English.
able to speak English properly. Like, I think probably I was saved because I wasn't big on school, because the certain lifestyle I was living, school was not a priority. And I think maybe that kind of saved me from being indoctrinated in many ways, because I'm just looking at how, the way that our kids is now is like, yo, it was like, how could we be dumber in a time when we're supposed to be smarter?
I know.
But they just keep insulting us, saying, "Oh, they need help, poor black people." I'm like,
Come on,
no,
man.
poor nothing.
Victim shit.
We're not poor black people. I don't want to be
Victim shit. Victim shit. That's the shit I can't stand. We gotta help them, and we use. I mean, we're in a time where we could use our smartphones for things more than dumb shit.
It was like, how could we be dumber in a time when we're supposed to be smarter?
I know.
But they just keep insulting us, saying, "Oh, they need help, poor black people." I'm like, no, poor nothing. We're not poor black people. I don't want to be looked at that way. Like, oh, because I'm black, I can't do this. Like, that's insulting to me. Like, I don't know how anybody else doesn't take that as an insult, but for me, that's insulting. Like, we overcame every serious issue with black people. So how did we get to this point for us to believe we can't do something? Like, even when I voted for Obama the first time, everyone's like, "Oh, why you voted for me?" I was like, I voted for him because he was black, but not the same reason why you voted for him, because he was black. I was just tired of hearing black people with excuses, because every time I used to talk, I'm like, man, you can do whatever you want out of it. I'm like, no, we can't be president. I'm like, ha.
Right.
Ha, we got one now.
Now you take that victim shit away from them. Now you take that shit away from them. They can't even use that. Now that should be more motivation for your people. This, I ain't even know he fake black, but this fake black nigga that use black to get in the office, you can't even use that no more. I mean, you can't even use that little crybaby excuse. I get it. I mean, I still wouldn't have voted. I still didn't like that nigga, but whatever.
What is your excuse now? Because there's nothing we cannot do. They say, oh, we don't have our own airport business. I said, wrong again. And these are the things, oh, we don't have our own banks. Wrong again. Stop thinking that we can't do things.
I just showed y'all yesterday a list of our people who own banks in different states, not just one state, not just one city, all around the country. People of our color own banks. But you have to take them, see what I'm saying? You take them things, you take those arguments away from them. What next? What else you want to be a victim about? Tell me something else. What else? Oh, we not in no high positions. We got mayors and stuff in different cities, man. What else you want to be a victim about? It's sad you got to do that. White supremacy and buck breaking and white supremacy and buck breaking, and they gonna buck break us and give us white supremacy, and white supremacy gonna do the buck breaking.
Don't show that. So the more you don't see that, why you think these kids want to be drug dealers? Because that's the only people in their hood that they see as successful. You know, because when people become doctors, these are all the people that was being called names, like we were saying earlier.
Yep, acting white.
So you don't see
acting white.
So you don't see them people in the community. So they don't know that there's other options to be successful and drive nice cars and have a nice house. They don't see these options. The only options they get is the pimp, the drug dealer, and the scammers, and the jack boys. Yeah. So it's like these are the only options, and they're all negative options. Even though I fell into that trap myself. But at the same time, these are negative options. There's other ways. But if you keep pushing the people that are able to let them see that away from the community, you're only leaving them with them 4 options. So what do you think is going to happen? Because people only go by, because in our community, where I tell a lot of times we have to give tangible things, they've been told lies their whole life that they actually have to see something now in order for them to fully believe it. Like, all right, let me see what you put in here. Well, you said you was going to do this. Well, let me see it. That's when they'll start kind of like waking up, because they'll be like, oh, it could really happen. That's why with me, I use myself as an example, because I come from that. And I'm like, look, bro, look at me.
Look at me.
Like, look at me, bro. How can you not do it? And I come from the same effed up circumstances as you. How did I do it? Oh, he got paid. Oh, he did. I'm like, no, bro. I changed my mindset. I focused on what I wanted to do, and I did it.
And that's what I was talking about yesterday with the young man that was trying to talk to Officer Tatum. The young man, he comes from the hood. Officer Tatum comes from the hood. He can read and write. Officer Tatum can read and write. Officer Tatum went to college. You're in college, sir. Yet you're in college crying about oppression. You feel what I'm saying? Negroes are going to make up excuses to be victim. Always got to find an excuse.
Right. Right. And until we develop that, and I think it's self-confidence, right? And that a lot of this really stems from insecurity. And talking about when this happened, Shelby Steele does a pretty good job of talking about really in the mid 60s. The problem, the thing that happened in Black America that changed everything, and this is such an interesting thesis, is freedom. So he says that, when Black Americans were actually fighting for their freedom, because there was a real struggle in place, they were doing everything that they could. So they were, being upstanding citizens, the families were together, and it was just a whole different, there was an actual community because there was a real struggle to fight for. And then at the very moment that they got freedom, things changed. And he says, and this is an interesting philosophy, that freedom after years of actual oppression is a very hard concept to grapple with, because your whole time you're fighting for people to realize that you're not unequal, right? You're like, I can be equal. I'm the same as you. Please, please, please. And finally, society says, yep, done. You get your freedom. And then he says people actually go through a period of like shock, because you're so used to like being in this cave, because now they have to grapple with the fact that they actually aren't equal, because they shouldn't be, because they've been, systematically oppressed. But now you're mixed up with white people. White people are more well-read than you. They're doing better at math and all this stuff. And the only way that you can catch up is through hard work, right? But people don't want to do that work, right? It's easier. You feel more comfortable saying, oh, well, the reason we're not there is because of systemic oppression. So you get into this, this self-defeating cycle.
That's what the little young dude was doing yesterday. They got a 200-year head start on us. What does that have to do about right now? Hey man, this is a marathon. This ain't a race. This ain't a what you call it, a sprint. This is a marathon. You make things work for you in the position you're in. You take what you can to make things work. You network, you build, you learn. Even if you have to self-teach some things, then you pass that down. The things that you learn, more than likely, who's coming behind you is going to do it better than you. So the youth that's coming behind us, they're going to do whatever you're doing. They're going to do it better than you. But that's what you want. That's the growth you want. Man, that's just my mindset. That's just the way my mind works, man. I can't. It's just the way my mind works.
Because the only way you're going to catch up is if you do the work, but you're not going to do the work because, you want to hide behind the boogeyman of racism now. And we've been behind the boogeyman for a very long time, right? We're not challenging our kids to do the work. We're not making our kids study harder. Our kids are not excelling at school. The gap has not disappeared at all between white and Black Americans academically. Our kids are not graduating high school at a good rate. We're 20 times more likely to end in prison, where our families are broken down. We've got all of these problems, and we refuse to address any of them, which is why I just find the Black Lives Matter movement to just be rooted in fraud and it just a lack of courage, complete cowardice. I would support that movement in a second if they were talking about what we're talking about. If they were talking about Black on Black crime, if they were talking about abortion, if they were talking about father absence, I'd be like, this is, yes, finally we are having a real discussion with ourselves, but we won't do it.
Yeah, because, they only focus on a specific type of problem that is the least of our problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I always, say this, like, so are we going to focus more on the leaky faucet or the fire in our kitchen?
Yep.
Like, what do you think is more important? Okay, it could be a problem eventually. If we keep letting it happen, maybe it'll become a problem eventually with the leaky faucet. Your bill might go up a little bit. The noise might be a little annoying. But if you ignore that fire, you destroy the whole house. So we have to stop letting them push those narratives, because you're not focusing on the root of the problem. And to me, it's like a weed, right? Even if you cut the top, the weed will go right back. You would have to uproot it from the root in order to stop it from growing. And this is why I tell people, like, look, at the end of the day, we have to focus on the real situations, because if we take care of the real situation, the police brutality situation would disappear.
Right. Because you'll have upstanding citizens.
Exactly.
Police don't want to get into these confrontations with Black people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like, what is our problems? Fatherhoods, lack of education,
lack
culture,
of respect.
lack of respect. Like, so why don't we focus on those things that's really destroying our community. So I heard that T.I. goes, there's no black on black crime. I said, so what do you call black people killing black people? And he wants to say, well, white people kill white people too. But I'm like, regardless, first of all, we're not talking about white people.
You ain't talking about white people.
So don't add them into the mix.
I swear, I just said this yesterday. I hate when people do that. When I'm trying to talk about us, black on black crime, or our people killing our people, niggas want to, well, what about white people killing white people? Who gives a fuck? Let them deal with that. I don't care. I'm talking about us. Stop bringing up, what is R. Kelly doing what he doing, P. Diddy doing what he doing. Well, what about Hugh Hefner? When the Playboy? I don't care. I'm talking about niggas that's in our communities. Directly in our communities. Niggas always want to cry about the white man. That's what? Right? That be their favorite thing. Well, it ain't no black on black crime. White people kill white people. Chinese people kill Chinese people. Man, shut the fuck up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's like, what is our problems? Fatherhoods, lack of education,
Lack
culture,
of respect.
lack of respect. Like, so why don't we focus on those things that's really destroying our community? So I heard that T.I. goes, there's no black on black crime. I said, so what do you call black people killing black people? And he wants to say, well, white people kill white people too. But I'm like, regardless, first of all, we're not talking about white people. So don't.
But the question was, what do you call black people killing black people? What do you call it? I don't care what do you call it? If a black person is killing a black person, yes, it's a crime. Yes, it's simply a crime. But if you put a color on the people that did the crime against each other, what do you call a black person killing a black person?
Add them into the mix, because they're not the ones out here screaming and crying and bitching out here. Like, you guys are the only ones doing it. So we have to talk about your issues because you're forcing us to talk about it.
Right.
So we got to speak on black crime, because we're killing each other at an alarming rate, way more than white people are killing each other. So how you telling me there's no black on black crime? Yeah, there's white on white crime. There's black on black crime. There's Asian on Asian crime. We understand we kill amongst our demographics, but we're doing it at such a high level,
right?
Come on, man.
That you have to talk about that first. Like I said, that's the fire in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to speak on that, because number one, you guys are crying all day about it.
You don't want to speak on that. You want to know why? Because you want to cry about the white man when the white man comes in your community and kills one of you niggas. But you don't want to talk about what's happening right in your face every day.
And that's a bigger issue. So if you just ignore that issue,
95% of black people are killed by other black people. Just ignore 95%.
Just ignore that. And that was my problem with Black Lives Matter. It's like, why you guys are not focusing on the things that's really going to prevent that? It's because they want it to continue to happen. Right. They're race baiters. This is how they get money. Like Al Sharpton. They're not going to get nothing from an alive black person. Mm-hmm. They need a dead one.
Facts. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. I need this bullshit to go on so we can stay victim, and we can't fuss about niggas that's alive and doing well. We can only fuss about shit that's going wrong. That's what we got to cry about. We got to be a victim. Victim, victim, victim. Victim, victim, victim. Keep this shit going so we can stay the victim.
That got killed by a specific circumstance in order for them to receive their money. So they have to put that fear, they have to put that hate with police. They have to talk about that all the time so they could get new business every year or every election time. So they're not trying to save anything at all. What are you trying to save? Why y'all don't have they got billions of dollars of budget. Why y'all don't go to neighborhoods and give 20 million per these bad neighborhoods to build schools or centers, make sure they have better education, make sure they have, if you guys want to private security, why they not marching from when a young black man gets killed by a stray bullet that had nothing to do with something? Why they not marching up that hood every day? Not rioting, but marching up and down every day. You think they're going to shoot anybody when that's happening?
Because they can't raise millions.
You could potentially save hundreds of lives just doing that. Because I think even with anybody that's doing something positive, you save one life, you could potentially save the world. You guys are not even looking to save lives. You just want to deal with dead black men.
Mm-hmm. Like and they raise tons of money. And that's also one of the most frustrating elements is the idea Candace must be getting paid so well to say what she says. No, guys. Look at your community. How much do you think they're getting paid to say what they say? This is what you don't understand. They're the ones pocketing millions of dollars, right? When George Floyd died, within 48 hours, Black Lives Matter raised $40 million. Within 48 hours. Nobody knows where the money goes.
His family got 15 million.
Family got 15 separate from the 40 million that was raised, right? Nobody, how much money did I get for telling the truth? Zero.
$0.
I got haters, death threats. This is how I'm making money. Like, who do you think is cutting me a check? You think what weird?
I always get that.
Right? Who do you think is cutting me a check to tell you the truth about who George Floyd was?
Come on.
Who do you think is? Thank you, Candace.
Come on.
Let me write you. If I wanted to make money, I jump on the Black Lives Matter side.
Facts.
Big facts. We ain't getting paid to speak the truth. My page is not monetized. Niggas don't come over here. It's 15 people in this chat. Niggas don't come over here to hear the truth. Come on, man. It's been like that. People don't want to hear the truth. You're going to be the lowest voice in the room. You're going to have to make your voice be heard. You're going to have to fight to make your voice be heard. You're going to be the one they call crazy. You're going to be the one that nobody wants to listen to. We don't get paid to tell the truth and to hurt y'all feelings and to put y'all in y'all feelings and to make y'all hate us. We don't get paid for that.
That is where they're making, those are the highest profit margins you can have. Find a dead Black person, a white person that's responsible, and make millions and never get questioned on where the money goes. Just disappear, right? Spend your millions, wait 4 years, and earn the exact same millions again for the exact same scenario. And they don't get that. You're accusing the people that are telling you the truth of earning money for telling you the truth and celebrating people that are telling you lies that are pocketing millions and stealing it from you. That is my problem with Black Lives Matter and the perception in the media.
And the reality is we should be getting paid millions of dollars.
Right? For telling the truth, right? I wish I could get millions of dollars.
Why not?
Right?
Because
we're the real Black.
And I'm going to tell you this. The same way they're sitting here having conversations, that's what people who really want to make a change amongst their people should be doing. This young lady right here in my chat. I actually met her. She came to the city, but she made time and said, hey, listen, I heard you on another live, and is it possible that me and you can actually sit down and have a conversation about some things concerning our people, our community? Guess what happened when she got to the city? Guess who went to go sit down and meet with her and have a conversation about our communities and our people? She and I both had a conversation together. The only time we ever met face to face in real life. But she took the time to want to sit with someone that she felt could possibly be a positive influence in the community and some change in the community. I took the time to go sit with someone who was interested in being a positive change and was actually in the works of doing some things, not only here, but in other countries. This is what we should be doing to better ourselves. Not only have I sat and met with her, I've actually sat and met with other people from other communities that have wanted to sit with me. And we have done these things. We have come together to have these conversations. This is what we should be doing. Here's one of them that just came in the chat. I've sat with this brother many times and came to his community many of times. This is what we should be doing to try to better ourselves. I don't have the answer to everything, but for some reason, people don't mind having a conversation with me, the one, that can't articulate itself the best, but people for some reason seem to relate to me enough to say, hey, brother, hey, I'm going to be in your city. Is it possible we can have a sit down? Hey, brother, I got this going on in my community. I know you don't know me like that, but, I watch you. I follow you. It would be great to see you, if you can make it to this event. I've had people do events and say, hey, I have this event. I show up to their event, and guess who's helping unfold the chairs and fold the chairs and put up stages and gather the people up and saved some. I saved some people events. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But these are things when you want to try to lead by example, whether you know all the answers or not, this is where you come and you gather the people around you that want to help make the change. They may know a little bit of this. You may know a little bit of this. You may not have the knowledge, but you may be the muscle. You may not have the knowledge, but you may be this. You may be that. You may be the person that know how to gather the people together, you know, and bring the teachers to the table. This is where we have to come together. As they're having this sit down discussing, this is what we should be doing, reaching out to each other, trying to figure out ways to better our people and who we can put in positions to better our conditions.
Black Lives Matter movement.
You know, that's why, you know, I didn't because after I did the hashtag, I didn't know nobody else said it, but I pushed the whole all Black Lives Matter situation.
Oh, that was you. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So and people was like, oh, you know, it's all Black lives. I said, yes, we're gonna protect all Black lives. Don't just make it a specific type of Black situations.
Right.
Let's make it all. You want the police brutality? We can add that in there too. But let's talk about preventing fatherless homes. Let's prevent these young Black women from having abortions, which I believe is a choice thing. But I feel like just having the access makes it more easier for them to even be like, oh, okay, let me just get rid of my baby. We got to stop that. We got to stop every situation. If a little baby gets shot by a stray bullet, we're supposed to be there for that too. If we need education, we're supposed to be there for that too. It can't just be coming around for that one specific situation. And it's like they get mad when you say that. Like, first of all, even when I say all lives matter, where does that exclude Black people at? The word all is in the equation. Why are you guys mad about that? And if they're like, oh, you're taking away from our movement, you don't have a movement.
You don't have any movement
to take away from. Or the message. I'm like, but this message is BS. It's not real. But they keep pushing it, and you really believe this is real. You really believe if you walk outside, you'll just get shot from a cop. People really believe that.
I'm trying to tell
That's sad to me. Like, if you live in that kind of lifestyle where you that afraid, you got to change the way you're living right now.
Right.
I agree. And again, this brother was one of the first people before he passed away that helped me to have a different outlook on Trump. You know, I listened to his talking points. I listened to his points on being conservative. I just listened and I said, this guy's making a lot of sense. And he said, and I like the fact he reminded me of me, someone who, hey man, if I feel a way, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna stand on until you prove me wrong or until you correct me. I'm moving on this right here from the knowledge that I have at the moment. Now, if something else comes along that changes that, I have no problem with saying, you know what, y'all, I was here, but you know, I got some more information that moved me here. You know, people not willing to, we got a lot of know-it-alls out here, man. Everybody knows it all. Everybody's a teacher. And that's the one thing I can't stand about this little woke, the so-called woke, from the pro-Black community to the Indian community to the Moors. You got all these so-called teachers. All these so-called teachers. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, he passed away, Nikki. He passed away about 4 years, a couple years ago, I think. Some say it was due to the AIDS virus. I don't know. It happened fast, though. I remember when it happened. It happened fast. But yeah, he passed away.
That's horrible.
Right. And if you really, I mean, just even pretending that we live in a racist society, I'm like, where do you go that you just see Black and white people at it all the time, or Hispanic, any race? Where do you live that is your natural occurrence, that you act like you live in the 1940s? You've literally accepted a media simulation. It's just not real.
I've never encountered racism in my life ever.
I mean, it's just, of course, there's going to be pocket of racists somewhere that are hiding out. Right. But you're calling people racist. I'm not even racist. You can't even look at a situation for what it is. You know, it's ironic. I actually, I also did a video about the two Karens in the park, as I called it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you need your dog on a leash. And he starts harassing her. And then she's going to call 911. And they ruined this woman's life real quick. Right.
Shout out to my brother's Bones checking in, man. My brother's Bone is definitely up in here.
Fired from her job, dog taken away, all that stuff. And I said to my dad, imagine if it was the exact same flip scenario. If it was a black woman walking her dog in the park, not on a leash, and a white dude came up to her and started filming and said, your dog needs to be on a leash. You need to do this. Black America would have been on fire. They would have been like, she can't even walk her dog without white people coming in. You know, what's more peaceful? She's walking her puppy. We don't see it. It's always about the race. And even if you flip the races and you gave the exact same scenario, you'll get an opposite response from Black America.
And to me, that's sad. It's sad that we have a lot of I can't call it Karen, right? Because I think it's some black people don't have that name Karen, but we have people that act like Karen in our community are worse,
right?
Like way worse than I ever seen. But you know, they only paint that one picture because they want to push that narrative. They want us to think that people don't like us. I've never encountered racism, and the funniest thing is, like, I'll be in the hood, I'm like, and they be like, yo, man, white people racist. I'm like, boy, you ain't never hung out with white people your whole life. You've been stuck in these four corners your whole life. You never even had an encounter with white people. You never even hung around white people. How do you know? Because somebody told you? Like, I've made that mistake in my life too before, and I learned my lesson. I said, look, check this out. I've heard negative things about certain people, and I was like, I ain't gonna mess with them because of what I heard instead of what I knew. Lost out on great opportunities because of that. So it's like, why would I continue to make them same stupid moves? Because I'll meet that same person that they talk about, and I'll be like, well, I didn't see none of that. What you're talking about. Like, this is not true. And to me, like, this is something that we have to change. If we don't change it, instead of just believing what people hear, we at that point now where it's just, we hear something, we just believe that's what it is about whatever situation or about whatever person. And I'm like, you're going to ruin so many opportunities in your life with that mentality. You guys never been around no white people. Go hang with some white people, see if you feel the same way.
Right. We have to start combating the media perception with actual experiences. And I want to ask you this as a last question. Are you optimistic or pessimistic about the direction that Black America is trending toward?
I'm kind of in between in many ways, because I think, especially from this conservative movement, I'm seeing a lot of young Black people that are like giving us hope, like, oh man, we can make it happen. But then again, you have the overpowering of the negative. So it seems like that's all they want to push and show. So we got to combat that. So when we get to where we start lessening the negatives and start showing more of the positives, then I'll probably be more on some optimistic type of move. But right now I'm kind of stuck in between, because it's like it's at a point where you don't know where it's gonna go. So like for me, I'm always an optimistic person. So I'm always gonna go with, I'm optimistic with change, because we've been through the worst and we always overcame. But it's like you said before, it's like, yo, you know, you're doing something positive and they push you. It's like to like not even mess with them anymore because they're attacking you for it. But like I said, man, I'm optimistic. So I'm gonna go towards the optimistic side and say, listen, I think we're gonna have a major change soon, especially if people like us continue to do what we're doing. Eventually people are gonna wake up, because I seen it. I got hundreds of thousands of people that hit me up like, yo, you changed my life, bro. Like I used to think this type of way, and now listening to you. So I know people want to listen, because at the end of the day, as we continue to tell the truth, whether we get backlash for it or not, eventually the truth is going to prevail. You cannot beat the truth. It doesn't matter how long the battle is with the lie. The truth is always gonna win.
Oof, I love that. That's so powerful. I love that. All right. Well, we wrap every episode with allowing you to leave a face message for the world. So if you could, in 2 minutes, say something that you hope would fall on the ears of every single person, not just in our community, in the larger American community and throughout the world, and you think that it could impact change, what would it be? You're going to look
I don't even need 2 minutes.
You don't even need 2 minutes. You're right now.
It's one word.
All right. Well, hold on. I'm going to introduce you. On your mark, get set, world, I give you king face.
Unity. If we learn to work together as a people, there's nothing that's going to stop us. At the end of the day, even when you want to talk about white people, in our past, if it wasn't for white people, we would not be free, because we had to have a large amount of white people saying, I don't want to see Black people being treated like animals, in order for us to be, because if we live in the world, when we go by the percentage, we got 70% white people and you got 14% Black people. If they did a vote, and 70% was all white, we're done. We will still be in slavery. Us working together is what the threat is. And that's why they try to separate us with this whole race thing. We have to be united. This is the United States of America. We have to be united as a people because we're not just white, black, any other culture. We're human beings. And the only way we could change things is being united. It's unity, and unity is the key. Without unity, nothing can happen, because if we keep bridging and adding more gaps into our lives, is going to cause more conflict, and it's actually going to create more racism. So let's just continue being unity. Stop worrying about who people are married to. It's irrelevant. Stop worrying about the stuff that don't matter. We always focus on the things that don't matter instead of focusing on what does matter. And that's unity and working together. It's the only way we're going to have change.
So check this out, y'all. I got one more thing I want to show y'all. I wanted to show y'all my encounter with Sinetta over there on his channel. And I just wanted to show y'all how a lot of our people hate to take accountability, and all they want to do is blame white people and be the victim. So give me 1 second. Let me find the video. Let me pull the video up. But I want to show y'all just what I be talking about this whole victimhood shit.
Hey, do me a favor, Pop. Hold it for me.
Got you.
All right. Turn it up, son. I got you.
Hey yo, Q. Hey yo, Q. Hey yo. Give him something to vibe to.
No need to ask for handouts from them folks that held they hand out. Let's be clear. That's that shit that I can't stand now. And your feelings, I understand that. But fuck them, man, where your plan at? Look me in my eyes, then where your head at? Ain't no motion for where your legs at. Yo, gal, don't listen, cause you ain't let it yet. Fucking a man, yeah, cause boy, you been surviving, but ain't started to live yet. Been gave up on your dreams and got you living with regrets. Expecting shit from others is a dead situation. Man, stop being complacent, cause everybody want a handout. But when it's time to hand out, nobody's giving handouts now. I guess I gotta do it on my own. I guess I gotta fix shit on my own. I'll do it on my own, alone. I guess I gotta fix shit on my own, alone. Now listen, I'm not passing no judgment, but I can speak on the subject. Bet you won't get far asking your people for nothing when most of them struggling, either working or hustling. But when they see you coming, yeah, you asking for something. See, it's a method to this life shit. If you don't earn it, you won't respect it. You value or neglect it. What you mean, your nigga? Stop saying that you stressing, cause if you breathing, it's a blessing. Now what don't kill you make you stronger. Like being broke shit make you hustle. Now they ain't gon' give you what you ask for, but you can't lose just when you grind or when you hustle. Everybody want a handout, damn right. But when it's time to hand out, nobody's giving handouts now. I guess I gotta do it on my own. I guess I gotta fix shit on my own. I'll do it on my own, alone. I guess I gotta fix shit on my own. Alone. Just me, myself, and I. I guess I gotta fix it on my own, alone. I guess I gotta fix it on my own, alone. Just me, myself, and I.
alone. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Shout out to Engineer checking in, man. Engineer, what's happening? Enox, what's happening with you? My sister Terry. Terry, what's going on with you, Terry? Long time no talk to. So I want to show y'all this before I go. And this is just something that irritated me to the point that I had to go actually make a video of this, right? I'm just not one for the excuses. I'm just not one for the victimhood shit, the pro-black victimhood shit. As I told y'all yesterday, I hate all that screaming black power, and then in the next breath you screaming you oppressed bullshit. So I'm gonna play this video. I'm gonna just show y'all what I, what I dealt with, and y'all will see what I'm talking about, man. Let me get it up. Hey man, listen here, man. Breaking news flash real quick, man. Check this out. Last night they out here hunting us down and killing all black men, news, right? And they out here hunting us down and killing all black folks, news. Breaking news, right? Rapper Honeycomb Brazy was arrested last night in Alabama, right? He was arrested. Listen, y'all, this is breaking news, right? He was arrested because he had warrants in Alabama, right? So the police found him and they arrested him in Alabama. But check this out. Here's the news, right? And they're out here hunting us down and just killing us, news that the unconscious community loves to push, right? They're out here just hunting us down. But check this out. When they pulled up, they told him to get out the car. He got out the car and he followed the commands the officers gave him, right? The young lady in the video asked, well, what's going on? They said he has warrants in Alabama and they told us to come get him. He had warrants. Oh, wow. Warrants. Hold on. And they're out here just hunting us down, and we ain't making no bad decision, news that the unconscious coon community loves to push, and these self-oppressed Negroes love to push, right? They said he had warrants. So what did the brother do? Because he had warrants. He made the decision to not fight, to not run, to not give the police any reason to shoot him, to tase him, to fight with him, to make a mistake and pull a taser. You probably know why he did that. Probably because he understands we're already on an uneven playing field. He understood that, right? For everybody that said, oh, if it was a white man, he wouldn't have did it. Yeah, well, you're not white. You don't have the same fucking privilege with your complexion. So, with knowing that, it would make sense that you wouldn't make dumb decisions like pull a knife out in front of the officer and try to kill somebody. Maybe fight in front of the officer to where they can say they make a mistake and pull a taser instead of put a gun instead of a taser. Maybe if you have a warrant, you don't fight with the fucking police and when you're getting arrested, you're almost in cuffs, go to jail. Maybe you don't make the dumb decision to reach for a knife on the floorboard. You know, things like this. And they're hunting us down out here killing all black folks, news that people like Sinetta and Dr. Umar love to push to our people. I've been saying, it's all about decisions. Do bad things happen to people that make good decisions? Sure it do. Sure it does. But those are the people you save your protest for. Those are the people, the innocent people who didn't make bad decisions, who were actually innocent. And you get what I'm saying? Those are the people you protest for. Those are the people you look out for. You don't go protesting and burning down your cities and tearing up your cities for niggas making dumb decisions to fight when you have a warrant, to try to run, to reach for weapons, to shoot at officers, to stab officers, shit like that. This is what gets us killed. Not so much the fact of your skin complexion. Your dumb decisions get you killed. But this is the shit people of our complexion
don't fucking like to look at. We don't like to turn the mirror around in our face. See, I get called a coon. I get called all kind of names because I say shit like this.
When the police officer pulled up, there was no fighting going on at all.
The fuck it wasn't.
When that officer,
yeah, it was. You want me to pull up the video and put it on camera?
I watched the video.
Yeah, I'm about to show you the other video from the neighbor surveillance camera.
Okay, so when in the video, when that officer pulled up, because even the girl in the pink, she was walking over to the officer to tell the officer what happened. There was some arguing going on, but nobody was throwing punches. Somebody made a bad decision to want to start fighting in front of the police. Bad decision. Bad decision too. Hold on, bad decision too. Somebody decided to ignore the commands of get down. Somebody decided to ignore those commands the officer gave. The officer didn't just start shooting. He gave command to get down. Now, third bad decision. This is the shit we don't want to talk about. We don't want to point the finger at us and turn that mirror around and look. Hold on. No. Those two bad decisions right there had nothing to do with race. It had everything to do with bad decisions.
Okay, only a Negro think like that. Only a Negro think it ain't had nothing to do with race. You out of your damn mind. Number one.
Now let's stop there. He said only a Negro would think like that. You're out of your mind if you think those bad decisions didn't have anything to do with race. What did race have to do? The girl had already called the police. She was in a safe place in the house. The police were on their way. She made a decision to call the police because of an altercation that was going on at this residence. She made a decision to go call the police. This had nothing to do with race. The fact that she made a decision to go call the police due to an altercation that was going on at the residence. Her decision to go pick a phone up and call the police had nothing to do with race. Nothing. It was a decision made. Second of all, when the police got there, I'm showing you the video. There was no fighting going on at the moment. Once the police got there, you see the girl in pink start to walk over to tell the police officer what's happening. Somebody makes a bad decision to start fighting in front of the police. That had nothing to do with race. That decision had nothing to do with race. This is what I'm trying to explain to these fear-mongering pro-black Negroes. That decision to throw a punch and knock a girl to the ground had nothing to do with race. It was just a bad decision. Bad decision. Again, if we go back to the root, we got to ask the question, how did the police get in your life? Once they got there, what happened once they got there? Somebody made a bad decision to knock that girl to the ground. After that, there was another bad decision as the police is saying, get down, get down. The police, and they're hunting us down, These crackers is just hunting us down news. The police officer didn't just get there and start blasting Negroes. He didn't do it. It's not true. It's just not true. He got there. He was walking to see what was going on. Somebody made a decision to start fighting in front of him that had nothing to do with race. Nothing. Nothing to do with a white man, nothing to do with a black man. Nothing. It was a bad decision. That's the point I'm trying to get to this Negro. Second of all, somebody decided to start fighting in front of the officer. Then, third bad decision, somebody decides to kick the girl on the ground in the head in front of the police officer. Why do we blame the white man for those bad decisions? The man is saying, get down, get down, get down. Everybody's ignoring those commands. The man even tries to kick the girl in the head as the police officer is saying, get down. Somebody tell me where that had to do with race. Those bad decisions, tell me how I will debate anybody when you tell me how those decisions alone had to do with race. But when you talk to one of these unconscious coons, these pro-blacks that want to blame everything on the white man, you get a Negro like this telling me I'm the crazy one. There's a girl laying clearly on the ground right there. Laying on the ground. And then a man comes up to kick her in the head in front of the officer. Where does race come in at? To make those decisions, where does race come in at? But you let these Negroes tell it, they got to blame the white man.
We don't want to point the finger at us and turn that mirror around and look. Hold on. No, those two bad decisions right there had nothing to do with race. It had everything to do with bad decisions.
Okay, only a Negro think like that. Only a Negro think it ain't had nothing to do with race. You out of your damn mind. Number one, you're out of your damn mind.
I say the same shit your mama would tell you. Baby, listen, don't give them no reason, baby. This is the same shit I say. Baby, listen, this is the same shit your daddy will say, your grandmama say. Listen, listen, we're not on an even playing field. Don't give them no reason. Don't do nothing dumb. If your grandmama would have been in the car with you, and you start fighting with the officer, your grandmama would have been on that passenger side screaming, baby, stop! Yes, stop! Don't. What is she telling you to stop for? Because she's telling you not to make dumbass decisions.
If he tells you to be quiet, be quiet. Do everything that you can to get back to me.
We actually have a line that we do at our house. We practice this thing. What is it?
I'm Ariel Sky Williams. I'm 8 years old. I'm unarmed and I have nothing that will hurt you.
It's just kind of a thing we practice at our house.
Why do you think I pulled you over?
I don't know, tell me.
When a police officer says something to you, don't, you're black. You can't be looking at them saying, oh, I don't know, why don't you tell me?
Peace, Adrian, what's happening with you?
Well, that right there is giving them the license to pull you out of your car and physically harm you, because it will be done.
Don't get upset, don't get sassy. Why did you pull me over? You don't have, I know how, just follow instructions and stay calm.
Okay.
My ultimate end game, my wife and I, is get home. You know, do what you have to do to come home.
If you got to go to your wallet to get your ID, say, can I go reach in my back pocket to get my ID out?
You could do what I do, and I show them my hands. So when they're walking up, they see I don't have anything in my hands.
I'm Ariel Sky Williams, and I have nothing that will harm you or hurt you.
And what's the next place you put your hands when you're driving or on the steering wheel with your hands out?
If at all possible, turn your phone on.
And call someone and put it on speaker.
But whatever you're doing, I want you to say what you're doing before you do it.
If he tells you to be quiet, be quiet. Do everything that you can to get back to me. I see it weighing on you, and I don't want it to weigh on you. I'm just worried about Donovan.
What's wrong, baby? I'm okay. I'm alive, all right? Every day I get to see you. I get to do this, right? All right, come on. Let's calm down. Let's finish this, all right? You good? Hey, you're making me cry.
This is what gets us killed. Not so much the fact of your skin complexion. Your dumb decisions get you killed. But this is the shit people of our complexion don't fucking like to look at. We don't like to turn the mirror around in our face. See, I get called a coon. I get called all kind of names because I say shit like this.
The officer didn't just start shooting. He gave command to get down. Now, third bad decision. This is the shit we don't want to talk about. We don't want to point the finger at us and turn that mirror around and look. Hold on. No, those two bad decisions right there had nothing to do with race. It had everything to do with bad decisions. decision.
Okay, only a Negro think like that. Only a Negro think it ain't had nothing to do with race. You out of your damn mind.
I say the same shit your mama would tell you. Baby, listen, don't give them no reason, baby. This is the same shit I say. Baby, listen, this is the same shit your daddy would say, your grandmama would say. Listen, listen, we're not on an even playing field. Don't give them no reason. Don't do nothing dumb. If your grandmama would have been in the car with you, and you start fighting with the officer, your grandmama would have been on that passenger side screaming, baby, stop! Just stop! Don't. What is she telling you to stop for? Because she's telling you not to make dumbass decisions. She's telling you not to give them a reason to shoot you, to kill you, to make a mistake and pull a gun instead of a taser. She's telling you, your daddy's telling you, your mama's telling you, but when I tell you, then you niggas want to call me all kind of names, and you want to tell me I'm a race traitor. You get what I'm saying? And you got people like Sinetta, who when I was trying to talk to him, he didn't want to hear that shit, because what he wants to do, he wants to claim victim.
There's been many times when the white police told the white man and gave him direct orders, stand down, sit down. They didn't listen. They still charged him. He charged them with a damn knife. The police put back the gun in his holster because the last thing they want to do is kill white life. So that's the last thing they want to do. Whenever a Negro come here and tell me that it ain't got nothing to do with race, brother, you damn sure, you I don't know what planet you on right now. I don't know what to say about you. You crazy.
Here's the problem. You're not white, sir. You're not white. You don't have that same luxury, sir. So why?
Thank you for telling me I'm not white, brother.
See, this is where we don't want to turn that mirror in front of our face. Those bad decisions had nothing to do with race. They had everything to do with bad decision making. That officer didn't tell her to pull that knife out. That officer didn't tell her
damn,
to
man, y'all niggas, man. Damn, bro.
This is what I'm talking about. See, this is our problem, sir. We don't like to turn that mirror around and look at our bad decision making.
You got people like Sinetta, who when I was trying to talk to him, he didn't want to hear that shit, because what he wants to do, he wants to claim victim. He wants to be the victim. Oh, I know all about that white man. That white man's here to kill us. But listen here, if they're out here hunting us down, it looks like this brother made a good decision, right? It looks like this brother understood, let me just get out this car and do what they tell me to do. And guess what happened? When he decided to make that decision, guess what? He's still alive. He's here to see another day. He's here to bind out of jail. You get what I'm saying? Go home to his family. This is what I be talking about when I say niggas make bad decisions. Fucked up ass decisions. And they didn't have to lose their life. They didn't have to be paralyzed. Make better decisions. Put the mirror in your face. This is what we hate to do. Put that mirror in our fucking face. Do some of these people deserve to die because they ran? No! But when you do things like that, you put yourself in a position. And if you know we're on an uneven playing field, this ain't news when y'all do that crying. Oh, if it was a white boy, they wouldn't even shot. That ain't news. You niggas not telling us nothing we don't fucking already know. You're not telling us nothing new. This has been this way. But until you niggas start to make change, till you niggas start putting yourselves in positions, why? Why is the white man in our communities policing us? Maybe it's because there's not enough of us policing ourselves. If you feel like we need to make the playing ground even, do something about it. Get in law enforcement or police your own communities. Do something. Stop whining. We know the playing field is uneven. You're not telling us nothing new with that crybaby ass. If it was the white boy, though, they would have took him to Burger King. And no, you're not fucking white. That's the fucking problem. Get that through your heads. You're crying about a toy that somebody else has that you don't have. Stop crying. Make a change. Do something. Make better fucking decisions. Better decisions.
Because whenever the white man, whenever he kills us, it's the white man. See, we know his record. We know his nature. His goal is to kill first, shoot first, ask questions last. When it comes to white people, they be caution. They are caution when it comes to white people. When it comes to us, they don't give a damn about killing us. That's why they can shoot 4 times without even trying to go for her leg.
This ain't news when y'all do that crying. Oh, if it was a white boy, they wouldn't even shot. That ain't news. You niggas not telling us nothing we don't fucking already know.
You're not telling us nothing new.
You feel better? You feel better that, white people, white cops treat white people better, and we know that? I mean,
There you go.
do black people feel, do black people, does that make you feel better when you get to say, oh, the cops, right? Because we always we need to point it at somebody else. We never want to point the fucking finger at ourselves.
That's what the fuck I was saying. That was the point I was making. We never want to look at ourselves. We always want to scream the white man, the white man, the white man. And you got these old fear-mongering pro-black Negroes, you know what I'm saying? These old victimhood pro-black Negroes that love to scream black power, but then scream, the white man's oppressing me. Nonsense. So with that being said, y'all, I just wanted to show that video, man. And we got to do better, man. We got to stop coming against each other, and trust me, I do not believe that just because you look like me, I have to unite with you, because some of you niggas are fucked up and I don't want to unite with you. I don't want to be nowhere near some of you niggas. So you have to weed out. You have to weed out the sick ones, the ones that ain't ready to better you, the ones that's not trying to help you. You have to weed those out. I don't care if you look like me or not. If you're not trying to help better us, then I don't care to be around you. So with that being said, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you light niggas, that's just how I feel. We know that black lives matter, but that shit don't matter to me and you, just keep it real. It's division between you and me. I know you think that you better, and that's fine with me. We can both be niggas when it's time to be. I'm dark and you light, so you still a different kind of me. We'll say that then, but truth is we would've both been a slave back then. You would've been inside the house getting slapped up in the mouth while master telling how you better behave back then, right? But you cool with that cause you niggas safe. You niggas always talking like we two different races. Y'all can't even take shots without needing to chase and feel like you better cause you born with some lighter faces. Why? Cause it's closer to white. You fucking stupid if you think that make you closer to right. People feel safer writing cause you fuckers can't fight. Just sell out tonight. If it'll help you further your life. See, you don't know how I feel for your mom to be black and dad to be black and get judged because just that. Can't even stand in line with people waiting to use the ATM without the person that get nervous trying not to look back. Even our women fucked up and it's your fault again. You think a woman wanna hear you cute to be dark skinned like it's a damn disease she told around because her skin is darker brown. That shit y'all made up just to get that win. And how the fuck do you explain being that color anyway? Your mama probably white and fucked with a nigga dark as me and it made beige and that's you. I hope it's hurting your feelings because it needs to. So maybe not that high horse that you came on you can get off. The more we separate each other, not the deeper we lost. How we expect the racist people to treat us as equal people when we treat each other like lights, one on, one off. Believe it or not, I'd rather be darker anyway cause people look at y'all as soft and they'll try you any day. Black is beautiful, that's the shit we saying every day and that's for all blacks. It wasn't just made for lighter shades, you know. We need each other. That's the only way this race can get any further. In the world, we the same through their eyes. So I'ma apologize for not treating you like you my brother. I'm sorry. With all due respect, I kinda have pity for you dark niggas, that's just how I feel. We know it's black lives matter, but that shit don't matter to me and you, just keep it real. It's division between you and me, but it's because of you, look at how you came at me. Talking loud, hoping that's gonna back me down, but ain't a bitch, nigga, what the fuck you thought that this was gonna be? Well, you kill that. We sick and tired of y'all treating us like we not black. Cause we ain't aggressive all the time, acting like we lost our mind. That's supposed to make me soft. What kind of dumb shit's that? But you cool with that cause your ego. Y'all so fucking prideful, that's the shit that you don't see though. You think we got it better like we don't walk in the store and the motherfuckers follow us around every fucking place that we go. Why? You think we think that we white? You fucking stupid if you think that shit, cause you not right. And you the only motherfuckers think that we can't fight. I bet I beat your ass if I go and turn off the lights. See, you don't know how I feel for your mom to be white and dad to be black and get judged because just that. Labeled as a pretty boy and that you can't fight back. And people always pointing out that your hair not nappy, even our women fucked up. And it's your fault again. You got them thinking that they man gotta be dark skinned. Like it's weird if they fucking with us. Like we weak and you tough. Thinking they should only be our friend. And I ain't gotta talk about how I got this color anyway. You motherfuckers always talking like we two different races. You say it's me, but the shit's you. And we can both be a nigga when it's time to. So that whole mad cause I'm light skinned, man, turn the shit off. The more we separate each other, now the deeper we lost. How we expect the racist people to treat us as equal people when we talk about each other and we killing us off. But the truth is we need each other to get respect and for us to move a little further. In this world, man, it seals at the same color. So I apologize that I don't treat you like a brother. I'm sorry.
It's music God, ayy. I say, yeah, I'm on my way. I say, yeah, I'm on my way. I say, yeah, I'm on my way. Look, hey, yeah, I'm on my way. They call me music God, the great. Man, I've been grinding hard, trying to buy my family a new place. I swear I ain't gon' never stop until that million hit my bank. I swear I'm ballin' hard and I ain't talking NBA. I said, yeah, I'm on my way. 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 Yeah, I'm on my way. I said, yeah, I'm on my way. I'ma make it to the top, and I swear I'm going hard. I ain't gon' stop. I swear to God, if anybody take my place, I'ma hit them in they jaw. And if you got a team with you, my boys come through like stump the yard. But yeah, I'm on my way. I'ma get a better place. I'ma feed all on my bros. I'm in that mansion by the lake. I know my boys gon' ride for me, so I gotta get them back. Yeah, Cryo like my family, so I gotta get his back. I remember all them times when people doubted me. And people saw my nose and people used to clown on me. But now look where I'm at, watch how I count them G's. So get up on my way, I got my pops to be. And yeah, I'm on my way, watch how I get this cake. If you ain't tryna help succeed, then get out of my face. Yeah, I'm on my way, watch how I get this cake. If you ain't tryna help succeed, then get out of my face. I say, yeah, I'm on my way.
Son, I see you doing your thing, been watching you from the sidelines. Always taught you to be a leader, make decisions with your own mind. Be better than your daddy was. Stay about these streets, man. Don't go the route you see me go. You know them streets is full of pain. I've been shot and locked up, changed women like the weather. And I was bitter, living wild out here, overdosing on my pleasures. Every time you play this song, just know I'm speaking from the heart. I gotta tell you, son, I'm proud of you. That's real, this just ain't talk. Since a baby, I told you, you be important in this world. And I can see you on your way. I see your purpose on this earth. See, it's easy to follow trends, but hard to go against the grain. Be the voice your generation needs to help inspire change.
Yeah, I'm on my way. They call me music God, the great. Man, I've been grinding hard, trying to buy my family a new place. I swear I ain't gon' stop until that million hit my bank. I swear I'm ballin' hard and I ain't talking NBA.